Are we?
Yep.
Yeah, 2 minutes late.
3 minutes late. That's not on time.
There's a 5-minute leeway period. It's fine.
Right. Hello, welcome to the Honest Wargamer. I'm your host, Rob. Welcome to Ladies' Night. It's Warhammer. It's Thursday night. It's Warhammer 40k night. I'm joined by my two regular and much better than me co-hosts, soon to be apparently taking over me soon.
Yeah.
We're having a mutiny.
Tom and Nikos. Hi, Tom and Nikos.
Hi, Rob
Yeah.
and Tom.
Hi.
Say hi to each
Nikos
other.
and Rob. Excellent.
Yeah, I was thinking one day one of you guys should sit on this seat and I should just go.
Well, we did do
Is that
for
a
the
baby?
D&D one.
Mm.
Mm.
No, this is a warm, hot double chocker mocha.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very posh.
Yeah,
Says the lad from Sheffield.
it came in a
Yeah, because
sachet.
Sheffield's a really posh place.
Oh no, I haven't got Twitch open. If you said it in the past 2 seconds, I've got no idea what you've said.
Say it again. Make the chat more active.
Right, so yes, obviously, welcome to the Honest Wargamer. I'm your host, Rob. If you're watching on YouTube or you're watching on Facebook, thanks very much. We'll be taking all of our questions live on Twitch, so join us on there. If you're listening back to the podcast, obviously you guys are wonderful. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Give it a share around. Let people know. Plan to be the biggest show in the world by the end of the year. That's the plan.
That's the plan.
Yeah, and obviously this has been brought to you by everyone on Patreon, who's fantastic, and everyone on Twitch who's a subscriber, like Liam Jordan, the organizer of Blood and Glory 40k this event. Yeah,
Carrying his balls around the wheelbarrow this weekend.
Aye.
You know.
has he got a problem?
No, he's well, man.
Oh,
He's
okay,
really
good job. All
Really
right,
good.
big shout out, Liam. Good job there. Good job. Well done. Well done. We always like it when there's a fresh TO kicking ass. We've also seen Liam on the show playing Tau, kicking ass.
Have
Just,
you?
Yeah.
yeah, he came in and played Tau.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, beat up my Necrons.
It's a nice fun.
You never lose on stream.
I did to Liam.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was using Necrons though, to be fair.
That's a good handicap.
So, yeah.
So, welcome, Bulletface, Mr. Kapowski, and John. Hello, everyone on Twitch. We're going to be live today talking about the Blood and Glory, 40k Blood and Glory event this weekend. We were planning on doing the Orc Codex, but obviously we need to wait for... There's a couple of things with the Orc Codex, and we need to wait for the FAQ.
I've read one thing I particularly want to wait for the FAQ. Oh my god.
What's that?
Have you seen Tractor Cannon?
I've heard that they're
They're
pretty
auto-hit
broken.
orc weapons.
Yeah, and they
They're like
reroll
Reapers,
wounds
but
or
better.
something.
And you can't touch them because they're mech guns.
They're brilliant.
They're awful.
How dare you, sir? How dare you, sir? I've got 20 of them ready to rock.
2d6 pick the highest damage to flyers, d6 damage to everything else. Auto hitting, strength 8 AP.
I think they were only meant to also
Seems
hit
fine.
flyers.
Seems fine
That's
to me.
not how it's worded.
No, but I think that's the what they missed.
Not even flies, just things with fly.
Yes, yeah. But let's get on to that in a second.
Because the
Before
fly
that, I want to
wasn't
know how
kicked
you
in
guys
there.
are. I want to say thank you to Hype261 for subscribing for 2 months.
What?
Two.
Wow.
Big BD
Two
all
knees.
over. And hi, Matt Lloyds. So, 40k event, we're going to talk about that. Before we do talk about that, obviously that's been a big part of both yours 2 weeks because you were both there this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else happen in 40k for you guys on a personal level or hobby?
Tom, you go first?
I've done nothing.
You've done nothing.
I've been recovering because my next event is actually after the Last Chance Open. So the next thing for me is League of Knights, Last Chance Open, Caledonian. So I've not got anything going for at least 2 months. So
Okay, so having a bit of
I
a...
started building my third-party warp spiders, the female
Oh, yeah.
warp spiders I have.
Oh,
Nice. Who from?
I got them from a place called War Games Exclusive, but they're from, like Grimskull Miniatures or something.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you showed me
I
those,
did,
didn't you?
yeah,
They look
yeah.
quite cool. What
Yeah.
were they called again?
Arachnid elf. I don't know.
I really
Elf
like how
Warriors.
I really like how the third party sculptors are like not Sisters of Battle.
They came in a box. They came in a box full covered in Russian, and it was from Ukraine or something. Like, so I was like, took them a month to arrive, but that's understandable when you're sending them from a war zone. So.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's
I'll,
fair.
I'll take the intact models, thank you.
So apart from you kicking faces weekend, not much else. Nikos, and obviously fantastic hobby. Really important to note. Fantastic hobby leading up to the Blood and Glory
Oh
event.
my god.
Yes. Airbrushing,
We'll come back to that
display
later.
boards. Did you do
Soft
freehand?
scores OP. I did. Well, no, I didn't do freehand.
Oh.
I tried to because what I had was you know the little washing detergent bags that are kind of like got a diamond shape in them, like the nets. So I cut one of those open, taped it to a piece of paper, and placed it on top of my vehicles, my jet bikes, and sprayed white for them to give them like a kind of like diamond
Yeah,
Kind of
Wait, sorry, Tom,
shield
Are
dusting.
you talking about hobby?
I'm talking
Yes,
about
he's giving
hobby.
hobby tips.
I did
He's telling
something.
you, is he like
Tom
like,
hobby
what I did
tips.
was I used a wash
Yes, yeah.
in these recesses. And
This was technical for me. Come on. This was a net on a piece of paper with sellotape and an airbrush. There you go. I made an effect. It looked like a shield on a
It looks alright, you know. It looks alright when I
Did it
saw
look
it.
good?
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
The sculpts let me down. I wish we had new Dark Reaper models and new Shining Spears models.
Oh wait, you've tried to hobby one army and now you're a sculpt critic.
He's an expert now.
Well, they're old recovery models that all look. They're just all the armor's melted into one. It's just a big brick. What am I meant to do? Give me some detailed sculpts, you assholes. Nice models, please.
Wow. Okay. DeBolt says, I think I may be watching the wrong stream. He's like, I don't know.
What happened to Tom?
Yeah. So Nikos, what about you?
I've just been doing lots of terrain building for the League of Knights. So what I've been doing mostly what I've been doing is getting a bit of MDF. To be precise, it's 10 inches by 7 inches.
To be very specific.
6 mil deep, just to be super
We're talking
precise.
about the terrain.
Yeah, so that's the base. And then I've got some expanding foam and just gone, and it's made like a bit of it looks like a green dog poo when it's on the base.
Yeah.
But it gives
Way
it a
to sell it,
nice,
by the way.
it gives it a nice random shape. But then I just got a load of filler, and then just smoothed it into the base around the edges, to make it look like more of a hill, and then smoothed a bit on top as well to fill in some holes. And then we're going to just paint it up like a hill, like Rocky Hill, blend it into the base. So like, for example, this Mars mat, the hill will be like either just grey or like a browny stone, and then just paint round the edge red to blend it into the base, the mat. And then I've got a load of like aquarium plants and things like that, or little miniature railway model trees that are just going to stick on top to make it like give it a bit of height and also add to line of sight blocking. So that's mostly what I'm doing. Just lots of fillering and expanding foaming. I love the skull ones. So I bought a load of those skulls. I've blended those in with the filler. They look really cool. Can't wait to see them painted.
Yeah, they look really, really good. I've really enjoyed the whips. Also,
Yeah,
just
the
like
whips.
the cost is just making me chuckle my balls off. You're like, this is £4, and you're like, what for? And you're like, the whole thing, £4. And you're like, wow, that is so cheap.
Yeah.
Running
Yeah,
around
it's
South
pretty cheap.
Nottingham raiding everyone's bins.
I've been, there's that big graveyard in Nottingham, isn't there? There's a few. So I've been there digging up skulls.
Oh, right.
And,
Yeah, I actually have a story. One of my friends one time was trying to dig up, was trying to bury a cat in. So a cat died. Their cat died. So then them and their housemates went to go and bury the cat in the local cemetery, which I think is first off straight out illegal.
yeah.
But number two, they didn't have any shovels, so they took spoons. Number three, it was winter, and being obviously
Buried in
like
sand.
city kids,
Snow.
they were like, Earth is so hard in the winter. They did not know this. One of them then, so they failed to get, and then one of them trying to dig the hole slipped, twisted their ankle, so they're unable to walk. And then the police came to the cemetery, tried to and were searching through the cemetery, so they're trying to escape, but one of them couldn't walk, so the other three had to carry him. So it did look like three men
Carrying
had
a body.
stolen a body from the graveyard. And when I heard this story, I was like,
And the cat.
and the cat, yeah. And when I heard this story, I was like, that is the skill level of you individuals.
City dwellers. Shitters.
Hi, Sunise, how you doing?
Oh, cat.
Hi, Tristan Gray, Mr. Kapowski, Hook and Pin. Welcome to the Ladies' Night.
There's ladies' night.
The artist himself. Dead Wardin. I was playing a lad last week who replaced his Canis Rex on foot model with the human running away from the old giant kit. Looked amazing. So the Canis Rex
Classic
blows
model.
up and he's like, shit.
Why don't Games Workshop sell that as an individual kit?
They are idiots. Why they don't give that award? While I was there, I was like, because I tried to get them to do, because you know how White Dwarf has White Dwarf. There's a White Dwarf model.
Yeah, Grombrindle.
So while I was in charge of while I'm alive, I was like, I said to the rules guys, I was like, could you possibly write, please, a war scroll for the running away guy from the giant kit, and we'll give him a free war scroll, so 0 points. So everyone could include it in their game, outside, we could play a 2,000 point match play game, but you can always include your running away guy. It has no impact on the game. He just randomly runs around, which for me, just as a third member of the game, just running would make me chuckle my balls off. Because I would take it to every competitive tournament. Someone would be deploying. I'd be like, "There's this guy. Like, what's he do?
Nothing.
Automatically flees.
But he's just
Anyone goes
running
near him.
3d6 with his scatter dice.
His objective worth 3 points.
I mean, that would be good.
Catch the greasy guy. Get him. So he's a relic. There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, he is a relic. Hi, Retta Santi, John, Tristan Gray, second time. And then the big goldfish. If you have any questions for Nick and Tom from the Blood and Glory event this weekend, please let them know.
Did you see the new doggies?
So yeah, let's quickly talk about that. Blackstone Fortress.
Yeah.
Have you seen?
Oh yes.
I saw some of it. That Eldar Ranger is slick, and it looks like it's a pain in the ass to tool.
All of them look good.
Yeah. Did you see the halflings?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go.
They look cool.
Oh my God. So it's really funny. It's just before we logged on, I was on Twitter and I saw what was a very stylish Louise Sugden from Games Workshop, who is in the How to Play.
Isn't she in Forge World?
She works for Forge World, yeah. She's in the How to Play video with Beck Scott and Peachy and Duncan, and there's like this really lovely screen grab from what's going to be the How to Play video. And I was like, that's going to be the least fucking watched video ever. But not like that, as in terms of like the production quality looks great. You've got 4 really smart, funny people like presenting that show. That could be really fun. I'm going to buy Blackstone Fortress. I imagine. Tom, are you going to buy it?
No.
Oh well, I am. Are you going to, Nikos?
Probably not that interested in the game. I might scoop
That's
some of the
my
models
point.
up on the eBay.
I don't give a shit about the game. I like the cool models. I'll buy the bits I like on eBay afterwards.
Like I'm tempted
Exactly.
by like the percentage of like.
In fact,
is anyone interested in playing the game?
I might buy the game so I can sell all the individual models on eBay for a profit afterwards.
I would. I'm already the guy willing to buy the halfling models straight back off you. Already.
Yeah,
Already.
so that's £500 per halfling. See, you see how this works.
I offer you £1 that I have here.
There might be someone on eBay who wants to buy them more.
But the video looks
You get
like...
the point.
Huh?
You get the point. You can just buy that and then just like, is it one more only or is it everywhere?
What?
It's everywhere, right?
The game, yeah.
But you won't have to. People won't want to buy the entire set.
No.
They probably prefer to spend like slightly less money.
No,
Or
but Blackstone.
just a couple of models.
The thing that I know of Blackstone Fortress, and this is definitely coming from
Hypothetical.
other sources. As far as I haven't actually read the article, so what if I'm giving something away? I think it's Silver Tower for 40k,
Okay.
and there are many Blackstone Fortresses.
Is Silver Tower still a thing?
It is. No, again, no one gives a fuck.
Yeah,
Some people buy
it's
the
what
models.
it's been out about over a year and a half.
Yeah.
Me and my sort of group who go down on Wednesday. I think they've played it twice, but I've played it once, and it was all right. But it's not it's not the game you want to play every week.
No. But do you know what I do want to play? Everything. This Blackstone Fortress kit is unreal. So there's the little halfling fellas. There's the Pope. There's the little robot who looks cool as shit. There's the Eldar Ranger who's
It's not a little robot,
What
is
are
it?
those little tripod things?
They're
The
cool.
things that look like from
Yeah.
Wars.
There's them. So there's just an amazing kit, right? There's the Kroot sniper guy.
We've already had fucking Simon
Sniper's
Weekly
cool.
with his crystals and paper clips trying to work out how he's going to make those little tripods.
There's the little tripod fellas, and then and I think this is really key. There's the Chaos Lord. There's obviously the cultists, and then we've seen, and there's some Beastmen as well, and we've seen some Chaos Adeptus Hereticus, some Chaos Space Marines, 2 Chaos Space Marines.
Yeah, they look very cool.
They do look very cool. Now, Nikos, you'll be able to tell people this, so when Silver Tower happened, they released Zangor. We hadn't seen Zangor before.
Yeah.
And they released
the Brimstone Horrors.
Brimstone Horrors. We hadn't seen them before.
And then there was the Spider Fang Grots.
We still haven't seen those as an army.
But I'm pretty sure they'll be come out with the Moon Clan book.
I'm not so sure, but potentially. But basically what we saw, Tom, with Silver Tower was when that was released, most of those sculpts became army releases not too far down the line.
Yeah.
Right, so you might get some new Eldar Ranger sculpts, for example.
Potentially.
Possibly.
I think the Chaos Space Marine element is probably what's more...
Or the Traitor Guard. I'd
Yeah,
love
or
a
the
Traitor Guard. kit, cool.
Those two elements and the Beastman Guard part, those are the bits that really sing to me because like there's lots of them and they look like they're from multi-part kits or easy put together kits. So I'd probably be predicting both of those two armies coming out soon.
Well, Space Marines really do need that there. Stuff in
Chaos Space Marines.
You don't get normal Space Marines.
No, they're
I think
Chaos
Chaos is
Space.
actually in a fine spot.
They look great.
But the Chaos Space Marine models themselves are a bit,
Yeah, but those ones.
So those ones would be. I think I wouldn't be surprised if we get a new one just because the other ones are so old as well. Correct.
I wouldn't be surprised if we got a Chaos Space Marine range.
Yeah.
Realistically,
That'd be good.
because they don't. That's what they do. They do a book now. Like the odd releases every now and again are just things. But if you pay attention, they have a methodology.
Yeah.
You got a book. You got a bunch of sales. Like you had the Codex. Like the Orc Codex was really to go in line with Speed Freaks, and then there was nothing else new.
Yeah.
Speed Freaks, the models in there. So like that's your
So
methodology.
they do the models and they release the rules alongside the models rather than the other way around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you're more than likely, if you're seeing Chaos Space Marines within the not too distant future, because their lead time's at most 18 months. So sometime between now and in 18 months' time, I am almost certain you'll see a Traitor Guard army and at the same time more likely a Chaos Space Marine force. And it's more than likely going to be unaligned, so I imagine it's Abaddon and Black Legion would be what my brain
I mean, you've
would say.
still got
Ooh,
that
a new
new
Abaddon
Abaddon
model.
model as well from
That'd
the
be
box
sweet.
set. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be where my brain would
Yeah.
go.
And then we did that with Eldrad as well, because Eldrad had this really shitty third ed sculpt. And then they released a new Eldrad model in the one of the box sets.
Yeah.
And then now it's the official model, I think.
Yeah.
So
That's their methodology.
Mm.
Having worked there and knowing what their process is. So I'm very excited because I think those sculpts are insane.
They are very cool.
But the teeny two halflings.
For me, my favourite model from the hero lot is the robot one.
Really? It's all fantastic. I am buying that box set. No question asked.
the
at
whole
all.
thing.
Yeah, it looks fucking the tits.
You can make a squat army by buying another of those things.
What I love about these box sets,
Too samey.
what I love about these box sets is you've just got a variety of that's the great thing about Silver Tower when you bought it. You had you've got a random warrior priest, you've got a random Ogroid Thermitage.
Oh my. What the fuck is an Ogroid Thermitage?
Exactly.
It's like a Minotaur wizard.
Right. I didn't realise that could even be a thing. Is it like a
It's a
dwarf
thing.
ninja?
Is he not in the Thousand Suns or the Tzeentch Demon Codex? Is he just an
I don't
Age
think
of
so.
Sigmar model?
Yeah, I think so.
I think they forgot, didn't they?
Probably.
Oh, because you can only get him from Silver Tower. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a Minotaur.
He'd make a cool demon prince, wouldn't he?
He'd make it. I think some people have already used him as a
Probably,
demon
yeah.
prince.
Probably.
Yeah, he's the tits business. Right, see what the guys in the chat saying. JBoo Studio, how you doing? I think his cat spilled something the other day.
Which one?
He's got more than one.
Yeah, it's two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tristan Gray says, I'm hoping to play Silver Tower this week at winter. Shout out to Rolling Bad, who are a podcast. Afraid to see my if everyone listen. They're great dudes.
You're goddamn right.
Kroot Cowboy.
Oh yeah, the shaper.
Kroot Cowboy,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption Kroot.
Yeah.
Alright.
Matt Lloyd says the Chaos Lord looks amazing. Tristan Gray, Renegade Guard looks awesome. I'm curious how the new Chaos Marines match up size-wise to Primaris. Me too. Brett Sandy says Mistweaver Shark came out. We hadn't seen fish elves before. Yeah. So they usually use... So, what they do is they'll do some design work on, a proto version of what an army's going to look like. We hadn't seen fish elves, and then we saw kind of a mist-based elf in Silver Tower, and then eventually we got the Undead Deep in.
Another example is the Grimghast Reaper that came out many moons ago, but is now a whole range.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so probably what you're going to see, Tom, if we look at that box, and if we all just get fucking too excited more than we should do.
Give me some Eldar sculpts.
Well, you've got the halflings.
Squats.
Ooh, yeah. That could be a whole range. That'd be sweet.
That was very sexy. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. You've got the Space Pope, so
Tau.
an Inquisition force could be something that you're seeing, and there's a sneaky Sisters of Battle in there, isn't there?
Well, we know that's coming.
Yeah, we know that's going. Some new Eldar sculpts.
Give me some actual good non-third edition sculpts, please.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and some Kroot. So are we going to see Kroot added to? We know Fat Tower got an issue really in game in that they can't really fight. And so
Well, I played against some Kroot the last time I opened. It was really fucking weird.
Why?
No one uses Kroot.
No, they don't. Were they good?
Nah,
Oh,
not really.
oh. But was it
Sad.
interesting seeing them at least?
Yeah, but we didn't really do any much. They were just a nice proc for my Soul Burst. So you walk up, you shoot it with shuriken catapults, and go, oh, I guess I get to move again.
All right.
fucking Eldar.
John says Traitor Guard when they've stopped doing the Forge World stuff. Mr. Kowalski, Traitor Guard plus new regular Guard Troopers, please. Liam Jordan says ratlings, because that's what the halflings are. Those Chaos Marines equals yes, as LLV. Willful. This needs, to feed this theory, the Chaos Lord in the Blackstone box is separate clan pack size sprue.
Ooh, okay.
To feed the...
Fuel to the fire.
Yeah, Russian websites, please get on board with our... we've seen on the Honest Wargamer, you know.
Yeah.
My buddy made me a sweet conversion with the Thermatos through Beast of Chaos. Yeah, he is cool. And the Grot Scutlings, if they come out, we're excited. Hi, I Coopster. Halflings and Squats, Team Shorties. Crew are brilliant. A 7-inch move before games start. Strats is their only actual rule, which is useful. So Liam Jordan. TFG Radio, Mr. Kroot Merc Army from 3rd and 4th. Imagine a Merc Kroot Army.
That would be cool.
Vespid Stinglings.
I mean, they've almost, with the release of the, oh my god, I'm going to forget the name.
Describe it.
Already. The box set that they just released with the Nurgle Force, the Pox, they're not called Pox Bringers.
Oh, the kill team one.
We're not moving on until we get
the kill team one.
What?
The
We're not
kill
allowed to look
team.
at the chats. The Kill Team one, it was released as 2 boxes. There was the...
It was on the show.
There was the Spoilpox Booble.
Yeah, that's it, Spoiled Pox!
No, Spoilpox Scriven is a character, that's a different thing.
No, what are they called?
You had the one with Dr. Mundo
The
in it.
Bubus.
Come to chat.
Blobbling.
Fettered. It was the fettered.
That's the Nurgle
Fetid
faction.
Narmor.
Fetid.
No, that's the tree.
Poxbringer.
That's a different
none
thing.
of those. I'm reading it. That was it. The Galapox. Something.
The Galapox.
No, but what was the name of the box set now? Does anyone remember it?
And the right suddenly says, "Fam, please, please learn the name."
It's not important. No one cares. It's
Don't
not
they have
even,
another-
It's not
is it-
even 40k.
Isn't it? They are. You can use it in
Yes.
40k.
But will you?
They've got a
No,
codex. man.
Never. I mean, maybe in like a fun campaign with your mates.
Right. Well, that sounds like
Galapox
foreign to me.
Scriveners. Galapox Scriveners.
No.
Infected.
The infected.
Galapox
Baldwin.
infected. That's it.
Galapox infected. There you go.
Yeah.
Like I did a show about
Well
them.
done.
What was the Imperium one?
Fucking stop it, Nikos. Right.
Oh dear.
I like how like it wasn't in either of the 2 core games, so just all of us just like removed it from. Well, you can use it. It's like I don't know all the shade
Didn't
band.
commit it to
Had
long-term
a-
memory.
We talked about it. It had a doggo in it. That was that. We
Yeah,
moved
it-
on to 40k.
Yeah, well, they were also amazingly bad as well. I
They were
remember.
pretty shit.
Yeah. OJ says this is gold, and then Tristan Gay says gold sucks then, which I think is fair. What was the point of Rogue Trader? It was just a reskin of an old box game.
Oh, was that Rogue Trader?
Yeah.
It was a Rogue Trader, so it was 2 halves of a Kill
Was it
Team
called
box.
Rogue Trader?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it wasn't
Oh,
called Rogue Trader,
yeah.
but yeah, it's a bit like this. Like I think they already had. Anyway, whatever. Fucking let's move on because who gives a shit? But because they suck in 40k, but they're great models. But I'm more tempted to buy this than I'm tempted to buy that box.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
This box is way better.
We're all
I
great
can't-
models here. And
Like you mentioned earlier, the little tripod things. Generally, can't wait to find out what they are because they don't look like
crystals
any.
with paperclips on.
They don't look like any race that we've seen already.
Oh.
So that could be a new race, like an AI race. That would be amazing.
Yeah, the little blue things suck. No, because AI was not allowed.
Yeah, but like if it's on some sort of floating fortress thing in space.
It must be.
Oh,
fun.
like security, like sentient security systems.
Yeah.
yeah,
that would be
that's
cool.
just the Omnissiah though.
Oh yeah, they could. I mean, they could be demon engines, but they don't
Yeah.
look very demony. They
No.
look more Xenos.
War on models. Can I get your opinions on something?
Yeah, go for it.
Old school metal Necron pariahs
Yeah.
used
Never.
for a AdMech army
Yeah.
as the
Oh, the
Rangers.
priests. Oh, the rangers.
Yeah, no, not the range. What's the close combat one? Sorry,
The priests.
is it those are little kind of four-legged things that do a wah
Oh. I don't know. I don't think they're big. If they're not got 4 legs, they're not big enough because they're on like a 40mm base.
Okay.
They're on like a 40mm base. Those.
You can put a metal pariah on that.
Yeah.
Walk it around. You can't use them for anything else, can you? Seeing as
You could
that
use it as the
Xbox
you
remove
could
them
use
from
it as the
game.
electro priest. That would be more.
There you go. Yeah, Electro Priest.
Are they
Yeah.
removing stuff from the game? That's my question.
Pew.
Have you got
but
them?
they're not.
No.
They finally have brought back squats. Basically, is what we're seeing.
Yeah.
So
So
you can use your squat models, fellas.
Well.
yeah, they're
They're rattlings, and they're
well, rattlings. Forge would have brought, yeah, they're rattlings, so it's like bullgrins. But I think if they're talking about the existence of the species, I don't think it's long until you'll see their own codex.
yeah.
Like
Dwarves in space.
they look amazing. The Road Trader one's one of my favourite models. Not Road Trader, Necromunda models. You seen it?
Probably not. I don't play that game.
Yeah, high voltage. Anyway, I think they look fantastic, and I'm going to get it. And I think it's about time on the show that we did talk about something that we absolutely love from Games Workshop. And I, for one, am fucking super excited to read the story, never play the game, and paint the model. I want it put into context.
No,
I planned to never in the entirety play. I played Silver Tower once, and it sucked. It was like that very simple board game. It was just like you like put the models down, and it was like. Because what you have to do is, as soon as you step in a room, you potentially proxy. You proc units appearing. And I've played loads of turn-based strategy games since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Especially like Final Fantasy Tactics and Vandal Hearts and just fucking name them. The list is a mile long. So I'm just like, right, well, we wait outside the room, buff up, walk in the room, use our AoE, clear it. Like, I wasn't having fun. I was just breaking the game
I
right
always
there and
had
then.
you as more of kind of like a Leroy Jenkins type of character.
No, that's not. No. Not, as soon as I go turn-based, I'm like, this is fucking real now.
There you go.
I've got a story in my brain. Anyway, and then Heralicious does not agree with me and says that FFT is GOAT. The GOAT. Greatest of all time.
I've never played it.
I played all the Final Fantasy games, but not the Tactics
All
one.
of them?
Well, not all.
You
Well,
ever played Tactics?
completed most of them.
Yeah, Tactics on your
I even
iPad
played
now.
15 online, so because the customizable characters
I
were
stopped
fun.
at 10.
Yeah, it's fine.
But the greatest of all JRPGs was obviously
It wasn't
Suikoden
turn-based.
and Suikoden 2. Hashtag real talk. There's someone out there right now
I'll play
going, oh, someone else has played. I actually follow something called Suikoden Memes on Facebook, which has got about 1,000 followers. No, not good.
So Suikoden, you say?
Yeah, Gen Suikoden if you're Japanese. And obviously we've got those listeners. Right, let's go with the actual show now.
Okay, the actual show.
The actual show.
I'm just writing that down.
40k stuff. For me, by the
should we
way, I was
timestamp
building
this
a
bit?
Mecha Dread.
No, fine.
Mecha Dread.
So this weekend in Derby, the Blood and Glory 40k event was held, ran by Mr. Liam Jordan himself.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, both Nikos and Tom attended. So I'm going to play the
did.
role of questionnaire.
As you
Question
were not in
master.
attendance.
Yeah, because I was not in attendance, and I shall be then just mainly just ballering shit with the chat, and we're just going to be making gags at the expense of both of you. So I have some precursory questions. Number one, how many points was it? The army list.
It was 1750 points.
Perfect. How many rounds?
5.
Nice. What rules pack was it using?
A mix of Eternal War and Maelstrom. And
So-
then- it was weird. So if you won the Eternal War, you got your points for scoring Eternal War point missions. You got points for scoring Maelstroms. You got points for Linebreaker and Warlord, and you got 6 bonus points if you won the Eternal War.
Was there first strike or first blood?
Neither.
Okay. Okay.
Which was pretty cool. I liked that.
Okay, good. You like
Yeah.
that? Yeah, alright. But it didn't exist
Mm.
on either side. Okay, was it whoever finished the point goes first or roll off first?
Well, it's
Roll off
always
with a +1.
+1.
Yeah.
Roll off plus one, so
40K,
it's
yeah.
standard. So it's
Yeah.
standard 40k, but
With using both Eternal War and Maelstrom, and if you won the Eternal War, you got 6 bonus points.
were the missions told to you ahead of time, or did you find the missions out on the day?
Told us at the time. No, sorry, the
Ahead of time.
Ahead of time.
Ahead of time, so you could plan for it.
Yeah.
Alright, fantastic. Great shout. And you both took...
I took a mixed chaos force.
Okay, nice.
So
And
I
Tom,
had-
you took... Yeah, so a mixed Eldar force.
Mixed Eldar Force.
Nice, perfect.
Yeah.
So I have some, before we get to the event and how
Okay.
everything went and your lists,
Yeah.
I have some precursory questions. Number one, how was the venue?
Good.
Yeah, good. I was disappointed. Well, the previous year I played at Warhammer Achievement, so we were in the main room, and that's a really spectacular room because it's like this massive circular room with this like enormous ceiling. It used to be a train house where they'd bring in the trains in, work on them, and turn them around.
Oh, cool.
So it's a really spectacular building. We were like in the library bit of that. Still had like really high ceilings in the old like train works bit in
They
there.
had like a little parapet over the top where you could
Yeah.
stand and take lots of weird pictures.
Yeah,
Oh,
I didn't
nice.
go up there, but yeah, I didn't really get up there.
No, I couldn't.
Too high, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a nice venue, like really clean.
Yeah,
nice,
good.
Nice,
Really
loads of
clean.
space. Well, like some,
But a good venue.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you even had a bit of a back that was kind of just there for talking to the people who were attending. So at the start, you had like all these rows of chairs, and everyone sat down, and Liam spoke to everyone, and it was. So you had space for that as well, which is good.
Okay. Bar, accessible and useful. I feel like I've got like a
medium.
Medium.
So I thought it was accessible. They had, to be fair to them, they did reduce the price of the drinks down, but it was still £1.80 for a can of Coke.
Or a bottle of water.
Ooh, okay.
Which is lower than the year before.
Yeah, the year before it was quite expensive generally, wasn't it?
It was like $2.50 for a can
The
of Coke.
food was still okay. Like, so if you could get a burger and chips for £5.50, but if you were just getting the chips, it cost you £3.50 for just the chips. So, but luckily there were lots of areas like kind of nearby and stuff. You can go and grab food if you have the time. So
okay, good. So follow up question. I just want to say hello to everyone in the chat. Chris, Herodicious, Tristan Gray, 80 is in the house. Yeah, and also I want to follow up with how was the food?
The food was decent. Like they had like pre-packaged sandwiches. They had like hot food, like pasties, I think.
I had a burger and chips on the Sunday. That was alright.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Yeah, it was decent.
Oh, nice. Because I feel like I can make like a TripAdvisor sort of template.
Yeah.
For tournaments now.
Yeah.
I feel like we've talked about tournaments enough that I reckon that there should be like a checklist. Like you should walk in with a pen and paper. I think maybe we should do this with the Honest Wargamer. We should like create a sheet and then farm it out to people all around the world, and then people could walk in and start ticking boxes, and the TO could be like, "Oh no, they're
just doing
they're the secret customer."
Painting scores.
Just coming to do the tournament audit.
Yeah, the audit.
Do you have a license for these models?
So yeah.
License for these mats.
Follow up. Yeah. So next, how are the hand dryers in the toilets?
Oh, they worked really well. Well, they blew the poo particles all over the place.
I blocked the toilet on the second day.
I agree with Greg. Oh, okay, too much, too far. I think we've gone too far with that. So then the terrain and tables. Let's talk about the game. The table were there mats or was it?
There were mats. The terrain was quite mixed actually, but I thought it was all pretty good. So it made a different challenge every single game. So it was kind of RNG based, but a lot of it, there was always something to hide behind, but some just had loads of line of sight blocking, some didn't have that much at all, and then some had loads of ruins, some didn't have many at all. But I was on the same board twice on day 2, so I didn't really get to experience much of a variety on the top tables. But
I know it's going to sound super weird, but did you see that the top boards had a lot of line of sight blocking terrain, and as you got lower down, did you get the opportunity to see that, or was there?
I thought it was the other way around actually. So I thought the bottom tables and the top tables both had good line of sight blocking, and the middle ones were very much area or ruin based.
Okay,
which is fine. Like it was, I played on both of them, so it was alright.
Yeah, there was a good mix. Most had, at least some line of sight blocking terrain. My one criticism of some of the terrain would be that terrain that I don't like is when there's lots of terrain on the board. Like there's one board that I played on particularly, the 4th game. There was lots of plastic ruins, and they didn't have a base on. And it's just the Games Workshop.
Is this table 17?
Oh God, I don't know.
Because I played on
Why do you specifically know table 17?
Because I played on that board round 1.
Okay. It might have been.
What we did was with my opponent, we basically agreed, right, if it's like clearly was a building, the middle bit is an area.
Oh, that wasn't my issue. Like my issue, so there was quite a lot of terrain on that board, which was fine. Like I have probably lots of terrain. There wasn't much line of sight on there, which was a bit of a thing. But my main issue with that terrain is that because it didn't have a wooden base on, and it's very light, the slightest catch, knocks it. And because there was so much, I had to be very careful moving around. But that was my only criticism I'd have of the terrain.
Okay.
Like most of the boards look really cool. They're all themed.
Were they ruins? Good point, Alan. Were they ruins?
They were ruins, and they ruined
the game.
They ruined it.
Ruins the game. I've told you this before. That's it now for 40k and me. If someone's like, I'm running a 40k event, I'll be like, you got a lot of ruins. I'll be like, I'm out. You've ruined it for me.
There's no ruins in the League of Night event.
No, I just want I want a big hill, or a forest or something. I just don't want there to. I don't want anyone to be like, so I'm on the 3rd floor, but technically I'm on the 1st floor, and you can't see me, but you can see me, and also fuck off.
And you can't assault me. You can't assault me.
Okay, so terrain out of 10.
I'm going to give it a conservative 8.
All right, nice.
I'm going to go for an 8 as well. We had a bit of a discussion in my 4th game about we just I thought we'd agreed different things, but apart from that, it was fine.
Another great question. Was
It
there
was really
adequate
good.
seating at the table?
Yes, there was great seating.
Great seating at the table.
So-
Comfortable chairs, backs on the chair, not just a stool.
Not that it matters as I prowl around the table.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
That's true. All right, good. I
More of
feel
an
like
obstacle for Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then finally, the temperature. Was it of an even
fine.
temp?
It was so warm, I opened the doors on day one.
So it was warm.
It was nice and warm, yeah.
Too warm.
No, it was fine. It was alright.
All right,
They had it under
It never occurred to me about the temperature during the weekend, so it clearly wasn't an issue.
All right, that's
for me.
good. And then, John, that's the final question. Thanks very much. Space between the tables. Were you bum bumping people?
I was bum bumping a couple of people,
Okay.
but I enjoyed it.
That's. I mean, to some it's a negative, and to some it's a positive. Yeah.
It gives me an excuse to slow players. They apologise to the guy I bum bumped. I even grabbed someone once.
It didn't look like we had as much terrain as space as some of the Age of Sigmar tables in the other room, because they were in the circle room. They kind of fanned out
Yeah.
towards the edge, so the edge tables kind of had loads of space, and the middle probably had similar space to us.
Yeah, like on day 3, me and Adam were walking around looking for AD,
Yeah.
and then we could just walk up and down the road looking for it. It was no problem at all. Whereas
Yeah.
I feel like it would have been a little bit more tricky.
Yeah, it wasn't really cramped, but it wasn't. It was fine.
All right,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I think that's a good mix of questions to ask about the
Yeah.
event. So overall, before we get onto the games, your experience of the event, excluding the games that the TO set up, so like space room, like the event pack, and all those other elements, what would you give it out of 10?
I'm going to give it an 8 as well.
Yeah, I'll go for an 8.
That's great. It's a great event then.
Yeah, it was a good event.
Yeah, very good.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So how many people were attending?
86.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
86. All right. Cool. So yeah, you played some games. Talk me through it. Game 1.
Did
you
play
get
some
there.
games.
Saturday. What's in your lists? Who wants to go first?
You go first.
Let's go one by one.
So my list was a mixed chaos list, which was focused mainly on magic. I'm not going to call it psychics. Sorry. So magic and combat. So I had 3,000 Sun Sorcerers, all with like mortal wound spell, and one was my warlord who was a Terminator with +1 to cast and a familiar, so he had +2 to cast. And his main job was to warp time things, because he had +2 to cast.
I feel like you should model him with a small clock.
Yeah, I should have.
Go faster, young man.
Yeah. So them as a 3 was to warp time and then cast smite and other spells. And then I had Renegade Chaos Marine Battalion. So 3 units of 10 cultists.
Mm-hmm.
Their job was area denial, protect the psychers.
You said you didn't have the Blackstone Fortress cultists.
No, I didn't. I like my scouts, because then they can't be scouts if they just look like guardsmen.
That's true.
So their job was to protect the psychers, area denial, and sit on objectives if they can, if they survive that long.
Protect the wizards.
Protect the wizards, and then I had 2 rhinos, which had 8 Khorne Berserkers in each, and then a champion. I'm bringing combat back, baby. Then I had a champion and a apostle, so reroll hits, reroll wounds in the 5 phase.
All right.
And because they're renegades, they can run and charge.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is get out, run, warp time, run, and then charge.
Ooh.
So every game I got a turn 1 charge with berserkers. Which
Were
was
people
cool.
expecting it?
Well, I told people it could happen, so
okay.
they should have done. I said, by the way, these guys do have the potential to go 27 inches in the first turn. FYI.
What the shit?
Yeah,
They're fast.
They go super
In
fast.
power armor.
Yeah.
Not without even jump packs.
No, and fighting twice as well. Maybe
Holy-
3 times.
Holy bananas.
And then I had Bloodletter Battalion. So 3 units of 20 Bloodletters that are all deep striked, Demon Prince, and a Herald. And that was my list. So, first game, I played the man famous for installing weak hand dryers, Andy Dunn.
Oh, Andy Dunn.
Yeah, with
Andy
his...
Dunn. Who, by the way, so he's the site manager for Games Workshop at Warhammer World HQ. Wonderful gentleman, absolute babe. But also, now this is not true, but I've heard every time they complete an on-site job, like installing the new toilets, or he walks in and then he goes, "This is done."
D-U-N-N.
D-U-N-N. I can't guarantee that's actually true, but he's wonderful to play, right?
Yeah.
And what was he rocking?
So he had a Belosaurus, Call, Lead, Mars, Admech list.
Oh dear.
So he had
How
Call,
did that go?
6 robots, 6 destroyers, some infantry guys, and then he had the Dune Striders with the double las cannon. The Dune Striders with the las cannon, I can't remember what they're called.
Yeah, the Cognis las cannons.
Yeah, Cognis las cannons.
I was thinking about running a unit of 5 of them. How did they do?
They weren't great, and then I spoke to him later in the event. And he said they're shit. So
They're not.
he wished these, but never took them.
You're right. Mechanicum suck, but
Yeah.
you know, whatever.
Yeah. So
They look great.
he
look
deployed.
Great, Nick. What are you gonna do against that?
They look great. His armor looked really cool.
Yeah.
So he deployed quite defensively in the corner. He had his destroyers in front and his robots behind. And then he went first, but I was hiding all of my stuff behind line sight weapon train, so we didn't do much.
Did you be prepared to position strategy?
I didn't need to. Because I was hiding most of the time.
Right.
I didn't really need it. So then my first turn, I warp timed some berserkers around the side, charged into some infantry, but then used their pile-in consolidate move to tag the robots.
But you weren't hitting the robots, right?
Yeah, I couldn't hit the robots, but I just consolidated into them.
So they couldn't shoot.
In his first turn. And it also meant he couldn't do the stratagem with the destroyers to double shoot and just shoot the world.
I get some feedback about your game, by the way, from Liam, who ran the event. He said, I remember this game being really competitive until Nick had a turn.
I did come over and I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay.
You finish your thing.
So that was my first turn, and then his second turn, I think he managed to, because I'd swamped his hero, so he couldn't shoot those berserkers. He shot the other rhino with the berserkers in, didn't kill that much, killed a load of cultists, and then the bloodletters came in basically, and then wrecked a bit of face because they were outside of the flamer range for the Cognis flamers.
Yeah,
just charge in and kill those.
It doesn't really matter, Nick, because all of the army is shit.
Yeah,
that's not Andy's fault. I've been playing Mechanicum since the Codex came out, and fucking sucks. Like maybe loads and loads and loads of dragoons, maybe.
Yeah.
But
that's an expensive army. That is.
I mean, I've got it, which is cool.
Yeah.
That still sucks, like BTW.
Yeah. So basically, I won that game by stopping the robot shooting with a long charge of the berserkers, and then the bloodletters came in and finished the job.
Yeah. I came over and it looked kind of close, and I was like, wait a minute, your bloodletters haven't come down.
No.
Oh. That's funny.
Hi, Chris. Chris was on the show on Tuesday, by the way. Did really well.
Yeah, he did good.
Did really well. And he also gave Tom some shit. So, Tom, what was your first game? But Andy done fantastic person to play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Play him as much as possible.
You should.
Oh, so the mission was, what was the mission?
Do that laces high to Tom's hair.
It was that mission where it was you get 6 cards and you can secure all your cards.
Before you can join
5
more.
cards and so on and so on. And then the other thing was something about holding objectives. The scouring, wasn't it?
The scouring.
Yeah,
the scouring.
So I was playing against Sean Gill, who's an old school competitive player.
Does that mean he's not a new school competitive?
It does, yeah. So he's been playing competitively for a while, and he took a break, and he's just coming back.
He used to be on the Hard Six podcast.
Oh, did he?
Shut up! That's one of my favourite podcasts.
Years and years ago.
Was he one of the original? They used to do that mission where you would roll like a monster versus monster.
Hero versus monster.
And there's an amazing episode, you get the opportunity to do it, where one of them was rolling their dice, because they'd like be obviously doing it as a podcast, one of them would roll their dice on a bed. So they'd be like, silence, and they go, 4.
We're fortunately glad we did it on a hard coffee table, so you could really experience the ridiculousness.
Anyway, so you played Sean.
I was playing Sean, and he was running Salamanders, Primaris Space Marines. So he had some squads of Hellblasters, he had 2 squads of Aggress, he had a Redemptor Dreadnought.
Oh, wow.
Fuck me.
Vulcan Heastan.
So you two got buys on the first games.
Well, I don't know what my army is yet, mate. Steady on. And then he had some Intercessors and all that kind of jazz. And I was running a similar version of my London GT list, which is the Yvrain, a squad of 10 Reapers, a squad of 5 Reapers, and a squad of 3 Reapers, a squad of 9 Shining Spears, and then an elite detachment with a Farseer on a bike, a Warlock on a bike, a Warlock on foot, 3 squads of Rangers, and 2 Wave Serpents. Yep.
So you were up against it?
I was really hard. And then we rolled Hammer and Anvil, and I thought...
Why did you take such a narrative army with you?
I had a display board and everything.
Yeah, good. All right.
So I also had, the old Vortex thing that you got from Dark Eldar in 2010. Mm-hmm. So it was like an old Vortex metal thing. I had that, and at the start of each game, I lobbed it in my deployment turn and said, right, we're all deploying out of there. Still going to think I'm a narrative bunny. So I gave him first turn, or he took it first turn, I can't remember which. He walks up the board, and then basically each turn I had a quota of what I wanted to kill. So turn 1, I wanted to kill a squad of aggressors, I wanted to kill 1 squad of Hellblasters that was threatening the left corner, and I wanted to kill the Redemptor. The Redemptor blew up and did more damage to his army than it did to mine.
Ouch.
The aggressors died, the Hellblasters died. Next turn, I then start walking up the board. Another couple of squads of things die. The big squad of Intercessors die, and then the Shining Spears charge Vulcan and do exactly 0 wounds to him. Then Vulcan turns around and smacks them.
So it's not Vulcan the Primarch, this is Vulcan Hestan.
Vulcan Hestan.
Yeah, the company.
So he smacks them.
He
smacks them, and he then takes all of his Intercessors and then he charges them into my Shining Spears. I have 1 left, I jump it out, it shoots 2 remaining Intercessors to death. And then at the bottom of turn 4, I think, I remove the last of his Primaris Marines. Because it's just a horrible matchup, and it's in Hammer and Anvil, so all he can do is walk up the board.
Is that because you're playing Eldar?
Yeah.
Is this what you're going to say for the next 4? The next 4 games, you're going to say, it was just a horrible matchup.
No,
I had Eldar.
Well, this is the thing, I'm not actually going to say that. So this is the only mission where I think it was just a flat-out horrible matchup.
Okay.
And also the deployment really didn't help him, because he just walks up the football field and I shoot him in the face. But he was really nice about it. Really lovely guy. So.
Is Vulcan Hestan not the Chapter Master?
I don't know.
I thought he was the Chapter Master.
I don't know, Tom. You're the narrative expert. Why don't you know?
Liam says he's not, but then he's not coming up with anything that's saying different. Hestan is not the Chapter Master. It's Tushan. Thank you very much.
Who the fuck was that
Sign
guy?
Rishen. He's just a goddamn captain. And then Liam Jordan says, God knows, I want to say 3rd Company Captain. Hestan is the finder of artifacts.
Oh.
Yeah, because I thought he had Vulcan
So he breaks
spear.
So he breaks into your house and steals your shit.
He goes to all the car boot sales.
He goes to all the car booths. You see him on Antiques Road Trip, just flogging stuff at auction.
Because I thought someone always had to be Vulcan. We're going to revisit that story.
Is it a title or a name?
We will. I thought it was a title.
Mm.
Yeah. Maybe he's going to try and find all the artifacts of Vulcan to rebuild him.
Rebuild him with give it a spear. There you go.
But Sean was fun to play?
Sean was really fun to play, so that was a major win to me as well.
Do you think Primaris Marines are in a good place competitively or not, based on your experience playing in that 1 game?
Primaris Marines, nope.
Okay. Okay, and Nikos, Mechanicum, how do you think they were based off that game you played?
Not great.
I feel like on their own they're pretty bad.
Yeah.
I think you can still make them work if you take them with notes.
Okay. I do have some follow-up on Vulcan Hestan, by the way. The Forge Father of the Salamanders is the chosen of his chapter and carries 3 of his most sacred relics, the Spear of Vulcan, a blade that burns so brightly as to set even ceramite ablaze, Kassar's Mantle, a legendary Drakescale cloak, and then finally the Gauntlet of the Forge, whose molten rage none can endure, apart from Tom Zelda.
They didn't get near it. Well, the Shining Spears did, and then they did nothing and died, so it was correct.
And then apparently, by the way, the chat has gone full narrative. The chat are just in it. They went into it.
Never go full narrative.
Once he finds all 7 artifacts, Vulcan returns, and his position is honorific. There you go. It's a slow project. So
he's working on it. Leave him alone.
And I would like to say, someone was asking in the chat about Mechanicum, and I did see something incredibly cool. One of the competitive choices at the minute for Mechanicum, as far as I'm aware, is to take the Termite drill from Forge World. But it's very expensive. And a lot of people are, I'd like to run 2. 2's about the optimum amount to run. I did see an incredible piece of hobby the other day where someone had got one and then just sawn it in half and then made one look like it was digging underground and the other one looked like it was digging up.
It's like Morlocks.
Yeah, and I was like, I sold.
I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
If you don't play at a Games Workshop and you go to independent events where you can use alternate minis, shout out to Ramshackle Games who do a very cool... it's like a drill machine. It'd be perfect as one of those.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's very affordable.
All right, nice.
And yeah, so ramshacklegames.com.
Yeah, cool. And if not, I think maybe you'd get away with that at Games Workshop event. I mean, if you hobby the rest of your army.
If it's a busy event,
yeah, busy event.
Blend it in.
Hobby really hard. Even just go, as soon as the TO walks over,
I made it.
I put. Excuse me, I need to put these in the cabinet later. Where do I put them? And they'll go, oh, he's a hobby guy. All right, okay. Maybe that should be another show. We do strategies for
getting past TOs.
All right. So you both won your first game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great work. Good job, gents. So next up, who did you go to play?
So my round 2 was against a guy called James, who's a super nice guy. He was playing Eldar. He had a bit of a mixed Eldar.
Are you sure he's a super nice guy?
Yeah, he was.
He was playing Eldar.
Yeah. Some people can be nice and play Eldar, Tom.
I didn't know.
It's a
You
shock.
actually are one of those people, Tom.
I got
You're a gent. Like, I was in a WhatsApp group the other day, and your name came up, and I was just like, I just jumped straight in there. I was like, Tom is a fantastic human being. Does loads of the community.
Because no one else will say it.
No, you are. You really are.
Okay.
Like, you really are. And there should never be a criticism because you play a really fucking top tier army. Never in a million years. That's just not how it works.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
It's just real talk. It's real talk. I mean, the way you walk around the table is fucking weird. But
I know that.
I'll call it like I see it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Anyway, sorry.
Call a spade a spade.
Sorry, Nick.
So I was playing a guy called James. He had mixed out Eldar list. I think it was pure Eldar, actually. Yeah, there wasn't any Dark Eldar or Harlequins in there. So he had like a couple of Wave Serpents, some Dire Avengers, Guardians that were deep striking. One of each of the flyers.
Hemlock, Crimson Hunter.
Yeah, some Farseers and Warlocks. Oh no, he did actually he had one Raider with some Kabbalite Warriors. I think that was just a Blackheart patrol.
For Vex.
For Vex, yeah. And he did tell me to get Vect at one point. Bastard.
He's been listening.
No, I didn't actually say that. He just Vected me. I just made that up.
Oh.
So we played. This was
Vex
He did, yeah.
Oh.
So we played Recon, which was everybody's favourite mission.
Many rules questions were asked this round.
Yeah. And we got the deployment, which is what? The end-to-end?
Hammer and Anvil. Was it pointy or was
it
flat?
Flat.
Hammer and Anvil.
So my combat army had to walk the entire length of the board to go and fight him.
Well, actually, because you come on within 6 inches of your of a board edge and in your deployment zone, so you can stick it like 24 inches up the side of the board.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, you don't have to stick it on your back board edge.
I did not know this. Well, I do know now. Okay.
Whoopsie.
But yes, I just put my rhinos at the end and drove them on.
All right, good.
Okay, yeah. So I made that mistake. But I had a bit of advantage in that one because my deep striking bloodheads could get round that and just deep striking. I thought in this game that I should give him the first turn. My rationale behind that was because I thought I wanted more time for my rhinos and berserkers to get up there close to him, so I could present as many targets at once, all at once.
Makes sense.
So he went first. He didn't do that much in his first turn. I think I did shoot one unit. No, I just moved up a little bit, then he had his second turn. He pushed out a little bit to try and stop my deep striking. Then I brought more berserkers in, ran some berserkers at him, fought some stuff. Bloodletters came in. I did some shenanigans with the bloodletters on one unit, which I think you have to do with bloodletters to keep them alive, particularly against Eldar because they've got a lot of anti-infantry shooting, with Doom, a lot of rerolls and all this kind of stuff. So he had some rangers here and a wave serpent there, so I lined up a unit of bloodletters there. I just charged the Wave Serpent, which was like a 10-inch charge, but because I've got a really big charge, I can get there. So I didn't declare against the Rangers, so I just moved into the Wave Serpent, but then moved around the Rangers, consolidated and piled into them. Yeah. So I couldn't attack them, so then in his next turn he couldn't shoot that unit. I couldn't quite do that with the middle unit, so he did kill that in his next turn. And then I had one on the other side as well, which he cleverly blocked off with a Wave Serpent and a Flyer, because they were between they were on the edge, there was a building, and he put a Flyer and a Wave Serpent there, so that was a clever move by him to block them off, so I couldn't get past, really.
Hitting stuff with Flyer doesn't help you.
Yeah. So...
If only you had Orc tractor cannons.
If only. Yeah.
Ben.
So my Psychers were slowly working up the board, smiting whatever they could, smiting some planes out of the sky. That was the only way I was going to get them. Smite. Because my most effective shooting weapon was my Terminator
Yeah.
Psycho Warlord with a combi bolter, and that
Okay.
was my most devastating firepower.
You got some combi bolters and rhinos as well, right?
Yeah, but they're mostly running around and dying. Yeah, so it was a bit of a slog for me to get across to him. I killed a lot of his stuff, but eventually he just killed me and got all the points.
Oh, he won.
Yeah, no, he played really well to win. He deserved it. We both got quite unlucky with the Maelstrom cards, which was quite funny because we really evenly spread out the objectives. Like there was one in each corner, and then nice symmetrically 2 in the centre. But like his first turn, he drew the opposite side to him, and then my first turn, I drew the opposite side to me as well. So we both got pretty unlucky with the cards we got.
Oh wow! I don't like the cards. I don't like the card.
No, I'm not a fan. No.
That's understandable.
Tom, your thoughts?
On the cards?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've not really thought about it. It's just fine. I'll play it. I understand that it's RNG based, but
I don't like it because I don't think
No.
I think
it does reward certain types of builds. Though
it does. Like high mobility, it rewards those.
Well, it rewards things like plague bearers and hordes.
Rewards those as well. Like it doesn't. I feel like it doesn't like allow for. Yeah, it's just the look of the card, realistically.
Yeah, there's too much luck in it for me.
Yeah. Also, I want to say thank you, a big shout out to Tomlet who's become a subscriber, and also I want to say thank you very much to Debolt who's subscribed for over 11 months in a row.
Oh my!
Well, not actually
Well
over
done,
10 months.
well
He's
done,
done
sir.
11 months.
All right.
So good job.
Well, it's 11 months in a couple of hours, I guess.
And then Tom is the big endorser. Says the Vizard of the Ligma Strat.
Lick my balls.
Okay.
I've got it. It's real bad.
Also, I just want to reinforce the chat on Twitch. Just a fantastic group of individuals. Just chat amongst yourselves. I think that's one of the things I want to encourage on the show is those guys just talk amongst themselves, and then obviously we'll jump in when we can. All right, so you guys, smashed it. Good job. What was the star of your army, even though you lost, Nikos?
In that game, I'd say my blood. The bloodletters were the threat, but the Khorne Berserkers were great because they just slingshotted miles across the board, charged loads of things, fighting twice.
Do you think had you known about the deployment, then that would have made a big difference?
I don't think it would have made it probably would have made a good difference for me because it probably would have meant I had 2 Khorne Berserker units charging him at once rather than one at a time because he had more time to deal with them.
Okay.
Yeah, so it would have made a bit of a difference, but yeah.
Tom, who did you play?
I played Paul Cook, who was playing Thousand Suns and Chaos? No, Thousand Suns and Demons.
Thousand Suns got a really high win rate in 40k.
Yeah, they do, similar to Yunari. So that was an interesting one. We got Hammer and Anvil again, so we had Magnus, he had a bunch of pink horrors, he had 2 change casters, 2 demon princes, 2 exalted sorcerers, 2 sorcerers. The exalted were on discs, and then he had Ahriman, and then he had a bunch of pinks and brimstone horrors and stuff. Yeah. So he had Supreme Command, and then he had a battalion of demons. So we got really kind of. I've actually practiced this mission against a similar list to his. And in the practice mission, it was basically me just working out what goes into each third. And the third I don't want is the section with 3 squads of 5 rangers and 1 warlock.
Yeah.
And I got that in the practice game, and I got this again. And then he got Magnus and all the exalted sorcerers and Ahriman. So I'm like, alright, well he's going to walk up and he's going to do some real damage. But it's okay, because I'm just going to bring all my Reapers on, I'm going to shoot Magnus off the board, and then I'm going to pick on his characters and then I'll just push on and win, right?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he flies up with Magnus, he warp times Magnus, he kills a bunch of rangers, 1 squad of rangers because I spread them out. And then I roll for my stuff coming on. I get a squad of 3 Reapers, a squad of 10 Reapers fails, a squad of 5 Reapers fails, but the Shining Spears come on. So at this point, it's looking a little bit dicey.
Yeah.
Luckily, I managed to get Doom off on Magnus. So what I end up doing is I shoot him a lot with the Shining Spears, and I Soul Burst him as well. So they get to fire twice into Magnus. They take 11 wounds off him.
Yes.
So he's down to like 7 or something. And then I charge the guy. He still has a 3+ invulnerable save because I failed Jinx. And then I do no wounds to Magnus again. Oh, I lie, sorry, I do. No, I do. No, I don't lie. I did no wounds to Magnus.
Yeah.
He passed everything. So my Shining Spears aren't necessarily there to kill him. They're there to sit in combat. If he kills a bunch, I auto pass morale. So now he doesn't get to move in the movement phase if he wants to fight. So if he wants to fight, he has to kill them all with smites, and then he has to warp time over and then charge something else. So it buys him about 16 inches of movement. Or 14 because he's down the threshold, right?
Yeah.
Luckily for me, he doesn't kill them with the smites. So I end up with one, because his combat is so bad, he kills like 2 Shining Spears, and then the Exarch lives through the shooting phase. So he kills the Exarch in the shooting phase, I then bring on all of my Reapers, finish off Magnus, kill 2 Demon Princes, kill the Exalted Sorcerers and Arrowmen, and then he's just like, right, I'm going to make it hard for you, I'm just going to sit on the back of the board, because it's Hammer and Anvil, so I've got to walk all the way up the board and hit him with Tempest launches. So, this entire time I've just been walking the Reapers, I've been advancing the ones that clearly aren't going to be in range, I've been quickening the Reapers, I've been fire and fading the Reapers, I've been soul bursting the Reapers, all to get movement, so yeah, it's like 4 moves in the turn. The Shining Spears have obviously all died, so I just need to get that, and I eventually catch up with him, and I think I wipe him turn 5. Wow. So I get the Major there.
Was he not protecting like his characters?
Go on,
well, he couldn't, because the only thing he had to protect his characters with was Magnus.
Okay.
So Magnus died, and then I just went whee straight for the rest of his characters. But he had his horrors on the back, and like I'm not going to be firing with Tempest launches at Magnus. Ideally, if I can fire him at the horrors, I'll do that. So there's no point sticking my horrors up. The horrors just going to die as well. He might as well try and make it difficult for me. So yeah,
but good game.
Yeah, really good game. It was a bit dicey when Magnus was in my face. I managed to get him down.
Pretty much everyone's experience of life, I think.
Pretty much.
Witch King, thanks for subscribing for 3 months in the row, by the way. That's lovely. He also said it was great
Witch
seeing
King was
Nikos
there.
and Tom at Blood and Glory.
Yeah, said hello.
That's lovely. And please do, if you ever any of us are at an event, we always want to say hi to everyone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get the opportunity. And then Dionysus is looking for some help in the chat. He's talking about his Necron army, I think. And also, still don't know if Dionysus killed a knight at that tournament he went to.
Still a mystery to us.
Still a mystery to us. Okay, so 2 games down.
Yep.
1-1, 2-0.
Yep.
2-0, third game. How'd we do? Who were you playing? Nikos.
Third game. So my third game is slightly contentious.
Okay.
So I was playing a new player to 40k. They'd only been playing about a year, and it was their first 40k tournament.
Oh, so new people, like, that's like they usually like.
Well, yeah. So I mean, they were actually knew the rules quite well and played at a reasonable pace.
Oh, nice.
But they also said that they were new to playing orcs as well. So this is the information.
Italian? Do they speak Italian?
No, they're actually English. So
okay.
So that was the information that I got as the game started.
Okay.
So
what was in the army?
So the army was big mech on bike, 2 warboss on bike.
Don't say 120 boys.
30 boys.
Oh. 90 Storm boys.
3 units of 10 boys in Squigoths, and then
Squigoths?
Yeah,
how many?
3 Squigoths with 10 boys in.
All mini Squigoths, not the gargantuan Squigoths.
Yeah, the rhinos.
Oh yeah, the little ones, the baby ones.
Yeah, and then they had 2 units of 20 Storm boys as well.
Okay,
so and then 2 units of 10 Gretchens and a weird boy,
and lots of models as well.
Yeah, so quite a lot.
With the tall terrain is what you're getting at the top.
Yeah.
I just before you get on, Dude Day says I'm going to spook Tom by constantly walking around his gaming table if I spot him, but say nothing.
Do it.
Yeah. Stalk Tom.
Yeah, I like spectators.
Surfer Dibs. Eventually it'll be a spectator sport because this war game is going to fucking make it a spectator sport. Surfer Dibs looking at something nasty with 6 knees to fuck up right now because he's subscribed for 6 months in a row. He says, "Let's have it." Thanks, Surfer Dibs.
Nice.
And then also Dionysus did kill a knight at a tournament, but did lose that game.
Just glad I killed the knight.
Yeah, and he played the Belgian ETC champ. He was a hoot. Tom
which Belgian ETC? If he says in the chat, there's 8 of them.
Well, okay. And then Orcs, says LLV. I think we know where this is going. A new player with Orcs. So before
new
you
player
get
with
to
Orcs,
review,
and they only just started playing Orcs
slow.
as well. Well, yeah. So I got that information. New player to 40k, only been playing a year. First tournament, just started playing Orcs. So at the start of the game, in my head, I was like, okay, we're never going to finish this game. But I kind of accepted that we were never going to finish. So what I decided in my head was that because they said to me, I'm new, feel free to hurry me along. But what I decided in my head before that game started was because they're new, I didn't want to be there playing the game and hurrying them along. I felt that would be a worse tournament experience for them.
Yeah.
So I decided to just let them play their game at their pace, fully knowing we're never going to finish this game. But when it was my turn, I was going to play double speed.
So your turn really fast.
So my turn, I played as quick, moved as quick as I could, played as fast as I could, just to make my turns as quick as possible, to try and compensate for their slower play than mine.
Well, that was my experience when I played the Italian fella.
Yeah.
Like, and you were there. You bore witness to that. I was there, and he was playing at what can only be described as an archaic pace. It was so slow. It felt like rock eroding. But I didn't think. Do you know what? Because I just said to myself, I was like, I'm just going to get a TO over. That's what I'm going to do. And I said that with an hour and a half to go. I said that with 40 minutes to go. I made him very aware of how slow the game was being. You filmed it. We were having like a laugh.
I was sending people down by a Facebook Messenger to go and watch me stroll past the
game. See you later, Tristan Gray. Have a nice evening. So yeah, and so what's interesting is we both faced the same experience and we both decided to take the same course. We let the player play at their pace, as opposed to harass them into being faster.
Yeah, because I'd prefer not to have to do that.
Yeah, because it's awful.
And also because I was trying to be understanding to them because it's their first tournament. I didn't want to be
trying to be accommodating because you were making sure you were doing your turns quite quickly so that they could actually get more time playing and understand the army and maybe a bit faster.
Yeah, and I just fully accepted that we're never going to finish the game. I mean, Liam came round as he was just walking around, and I sort of said to him, so they couldn't hear me, I said, I'm just a little bit concerned this game's not going to finish. And he kept coming back and sort of checking.
Liam was really good at that, by the way. He was constantly wandering around the hall.
That's great of him.
Everyone,
So what happened in the game? So we...
Also, can I just say a couple of things that's been happening in the chat? First off, Tristan Grace had to leave, so he's got to buy some sweets for the baby mama. DeBolt says, a beginner or a returner after many years, you Nikos are a fucking gent, says DeBolt. Mark Wildman, the organiser of the Age of Sigmar event at Blood and Glory, said, fuck that, hurry, hurry. With an expletive at the end of it that I won't say. But there we go, keep going.
So the game, basically, I deployed with like some cultists blocking off some space to my rhinos at the front. They jumped some boys over, failed the charge, which was quite lucky for me, and then all the squigoths got in on the rhinos. And then so they were very aggressive, threw everything at me. But then in my turn, so the squigoths were rubbish in combat. They couldn't kill the rhino. They did some mortal wounds on the impact hits, but they did nothing to the rhinos.
Yeah, you need the big squigoths if you want to kill something.
Yeah. So I ran one unit of Khorne Berserkers, which went and killed all of one unit of 20 Storm Boys. And then the other unit of Khorne Berserkers and the 2 heroes went and killed the other 30 boys. Just killed them all.
Really?
Yeah, because fighting twice, rerolling hits and wounds.
You haven't got a save.
And 2 hit and 2 characters.
Fight a third time as well if you want to.
You can, but I didn't need it.
No, you can.
so the unbuffed unit of Khorne Berserkers, they went and fought the Storm Boys. So I used Veterans of the Long War on those. So they were hitting on 3s, but wounding on 2s. So they dealt with that. And then their next turn, they just sort of jumped on some objectives, tried to kill some Khorne Berserkers, and then my Bloodletters came in, killed a load more stuff, killed some heroes, and then their third turn, they had some orcs left. They killed my warlord, and then my third turn, I did a few things, and that's where the game finished because that's as far as we got. We got to turn 30. No, I got a very quick third turn. Basically.
Okay. Did you 80 Max says, by the way, that's one way of making people speed up.
Second or first?
I went second. Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
80 Max says that's one way of making people speed up if they have no models to play with.
That was my that was my intention.
Although in your experience, having no models doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So is anything else to say about that game?
Well, so I started my third turn with 10 minutes to go. And I got a little bit frustrated towards the end because towards the end of the game, they started questioning the points. Like, oh, I'm sure I've scored 2 in the first turn from my Maelstrom. I'm sure I scored this, isn't this worth that? So they were questioning their points, which ruffled my feathers a little bit because I was like, I really don't want to lose this game because we've only played half a game.
Yeah.
And the objectives were going really quite lucky for them. It was resupply drop.
Yes.
But so looking like you might table them.
Oh, if the game went full time, I definitely would have.
So questioning points doesn't even matter at that point, assuming.
Well, if you're going to finish it,
exactly.
So it did matter though because we were never going to finish the game.
Well, that's the thing,
And then in my third turn, which wasn't their fault at all.
Which is now this is not the accusation towards the new player of the Orc Army, but the tactic with the slow playing Orc players of the past year have been.
I've got more.
Well, hold on. Have been
later,
take all of the objectives in the first couple of turns and then just not finish the game and having won the game. We saw a gentleman win the 40k GT for Games Workshop last summer with that exact tactic. That fella, what's his name? Morgan, that fella. Yeah.
It's etched into my brain.
Yeah. And I've been at the fucking sharp stick end of only ever finishing 2 turns against an orc army. So like, it's a valid tactic by gamers looking to do an edge, which isn't what you are saying happened.
No, that's absolutely not what was happening in this game. They were just a new player playing a new army, and there was lots and lots of models.
Intentional at all.
So what also frustrated me in my last turn, which wasn't their fault at all, but in my last turn, in my third turn, because it was tactical gambit, you had to gamble how you were going to score and then score it. So in my third turn, I drew 1 card that I couldn't do, and then 3 defend cards.
Okay.
So you need 2 turns. So you need 2 more turns. So I was like,
and you can also score those in your opponent's turn as well.
Yeah.
So you score 2 in your turn, 2 in your opponent's turn.
So this was we're never going to finish. We're never going to get another turn, and I've scored 3 defense. So I was like, oh great. So I'm not going to get any points for that. That means no points for me and a point for them as well. So the game finished at that point. Like Liam announced, dice down. That was the end of the round, and I just said to them, "Can we just play a very quick turn 4? Just because I've got 3 defense, I can't score a point." Yeah. And that felt unfair to me. And they said, "Oh, I'm really sorry, but I've got to go. I need to go and meet some friends." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then they made some comment about, "Oh, well, you can have the major win if you care that much about it," or something like that. I was like, "Okay, fair enough.
Which
I'll take it."
Is the point of going to a tournament to win the games?
Yeah.
Well,
so I was like,
you're there to have fun, but winning games is obviously a part. Trying to win the games is a part.
Yeah, depends. I think what you're there to do is win the game.
Oh, of course, but that's not the only reason you're there.
And the style in which you do it usually is having fun.
It's not like I am there and the only reason I am going is to win the tournament.
Not all.
Because then if you lose, it's just like,
So hold on, there's a couple of people in the chat who want to say some things, and not to interrupt you, but Jelly Pie is calling Mark Wildman a washout, and AD Max agreeing with the entire group, and then Mark Wildman says better to be washed out rather than nobody talking to Jelly Pie, which I think is completely fair. But sorry,
what happened to the chat?
He's not holding back, is he?
The chat are just going in on each other. It's a row. But anyway, go for it.
So they get
and also
that's
the
where the
wizard
game
saying
finished.
that particular orc player went to snipe you, Nick. That's why he went.
And to snipe me.
Yeah. When he went to slow play you on purpose, that gentleman.
Bastard. So that's where the game finished. And I just said to them after the game, "Well, how did you find that game?" I just wanted to talk to them about because it's their first tournament. How did you find that? And they said, "Oh, it was horrific." And I was like, "What do you mean that was horrific?" And I think they meant something about my army being like good or killing them really quickly or something like that. And then I tried to broach the subject sensibly with them about their army choice, because it's something we've talked about before. And I just said, I tried to make some comment about maybe if you're new to the game, you're new to orcs, maybe bringing so many models in an army wasn't the most sensible idea. Yeah. Maybe you should bring a smaller army that you can actually finish games with.
Especially with a tournament as well.
Yeah, exactly, a tournament. And they didn't take it very well at all. They got very upset. They said I made them feel really unwelcome, and they got very, very upset about it.
I can't imagine that from you. Like, that isn't...
Well, I like to think that I can broach things sensibly and be nice to someone.
Yeah.
But,
you can do the politics.
Well, that's your day job.
Essentially, yeah. And then obviously they got upset about it, and I apologised to them for upset. I said that wasn't my intention. I'm really sorry for upsetting you. That wasn't my intention at all. But they wouldn't accept my apology and just got more and more wound up and upset about it.
Wow.
I went and... Because we were trying to sort out the score at that point, and it was just not going to happen. So I went and talked to Liam, told him what happened, came back, and then this person was putting away their models and sniffling, crying at this point. I was like, wow, okay. So I just apologised again. I said, didn't mean to upset you. I'm sorry, but I had to go as well. And they weren't listening to my apology. So what more could I do? I wasn't going to beg for forgiveness for not doing anything wrong.
No, you were totally right.
I was trying to just reflect back on the game with them as a new tournament player, and pass on.
Were they young? Were they like quite a young person?
They sort of similar age to me. Like they weren't super young.
Well, it can defense. Like taking the other side of the fence, it can be quite scary going to a tournament for your first time.
Yeah.
Like especially because it's a scary group of people.
I am terrified.
No, I don't mean that. What I mean is you could feel, because it's a competitive environment.
Oh yeah, you could feel the tension.
You could feel the tension. So I could necessarily, but I never, having talked to you a lot as part of this show, but also just in other walks of life, I know you have many wargaming friends who you consistently play. I don't imagine, number one, you ever approach that in anything other than helpful, which is the first off, because that's been our line of reasoning on the Honest Wargaming now for about maybe 6 weeks. We've just been like, are you everyone should take knights? Like, you should take knights. Yeah. We in fact have invented an entire gaming series
for you.
So that's number one. And number two, Jelly Jelly Pie saying Nick made a child cry. It was an 8-year-old boy. I'm right in thinking
it wasn't. No,
it was not an 8-year-old boy.
Right. That's my job.
Yeah, I mean, because I kind of thought about it afterwards. Should I have said that? I mean, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Like, I think there's arguments for and against. But I decided.
Go on.
Well, so I thought afterwards, like, should I have said that or not? And I thought I had two options. I could either try to broach it with them so they could maybe learn something from someone who's not the most experienced tournament gamer, but I've been going to tournaments for a number of years. They could maybe listen to me and learn something and go on to another tournaments or whatever.
With good intent.
And just have a conversation with me about it. Yeah, like I had good intentions for it. Or I could go away, not say anything, and bitch about them behind the back. Yeah.
There's no point babying people
moan about the problem.
There's no point babying them if there's something that they need to improve. I was like, maybe this could help you.
Because they'll have a better tournament experience if they finish games.
Isn't that part of our entire community aspect?
Exactly.
Isn't all of our aspects? Someone's like, I just got my dick kicked in. Like, what were you running? This, have you thought about? That's like straight off the bat. Like, what was your problem? Where was your mistakes? Like, how did you do?
Yeah,
someone's like, my model's blue, and someone's like, well, you're using a different blue.
It's like the beautiful lie versus the honest truth.
Yeah, we all help each other constantly. It's like the reason I love this community. It's so supportive.
Yeah, and we can take criticisms.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just to read the chat out, Dionysus says, damn, if you consider Nikos bad sport, you really don't know the regular player base. Mark Wildman, if you can't complete a game, 5 rounds, you shouldn't bring the army. And that was, and you've been very nice about.
I kind of said that in a way to her, but not, I mean, I hope I didn't say it in a horrible way, but that was kind of a point I got trying to get across to them, like, at a tournament, you kind of need to be able to finish games.
Like, yeah, of course.
You kind of need to be able to do that.
And then Groovy Greg says, Nikos, that was completely sensible advice. To Bob says, Christ. Eyeglasses says, a difficult subject, but it's something that needs to be said and discussed. Dionysus is agreeing with Mark Wellman about finishing the game. Mark Wellman says, simple as I took a stupidly large army to LGT. I didn't complete some of my games, and I was super rushed every game. That army has since been shelved. That's Mark Wellman's advice. And he
recognised that and he acted upon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Still, even with that incredibly large army, still came higher than Jelly Jelly Pie at that.
Is that because he wasn't finishing games?
I know. Well,
was he playing orcs?
And then everyone now is saying that you made a child cry, which made me laugh. They clearly had learned the game and slow play and got called out. So Bruce Hammer. And then if you're an adult, you should be able to handle a bit of criticism. I agree, but that's why.
I think for me, for me, what was also frustrating about that experience is that they got really upset about my first comment. Like, I would have given them loads of positive feedback as well. Like, for them, just for their first tournament, they played the game reasonably well. Like, they knew all the rules. They had a cheat sheet for their army as well. So they did loads of good things in that game. Yeah. But they just took that one comment that I made really badly, and that ruined their whole experience.
All right, okay. Well, I think I can't imagine there's an entire so the chat has now descended to there's been some rumours that you've punched a little girl.
This is just accelerating really hard.
Which is really funny because obviously Nick's at this, like, especially when you like on the show on Thursdays. There's Tom and me, and every opportunity to lower the tone.
We don't. We just go
right here. Right here.
You're like the mediator.
Yeah.
Nice guy in the middle.
The sensible, like, serious mediator.
Nice dude.
Yeah, the nice dude. So the fact that
I'm just going around punching people.
Kids.
I'm not confirming or denying that rumor.
So do you think? So scratch the record. Obviously, do you think that you would, in every situation, because I'm sure you've done this before, in the same situation, you would approach the person and give the same advice again? You don't regret your decision. You regret how it was taken.
I regret how they reacted and what happened afterwards, but that wasn't really in my control.
No.
So yeah, I'd have always do the same, I think.
Yeah.
To a new tournament gamer.
Mr. Kapowski says, as someone with a major social anxiety and would have to psych myself up to go to an event with the size of glory, I can understand a situation where I'd get upset like that. But I'd be able to quickly see what you were trying to say and sort myself out. I don't think there's much you could have done different, to be honest. So I think that's nice. And then Loki says, it's perfectly possible to finish a game if you have 200 plus models, as long as you know what you're doing. It is, so we've talked about this on the show. I feel 40k is a rushed game. The amount of rerolls, and FYI, Orcs incoming. A whole bunch of guys who are like, "Wow, I like orcs," and they're like, "You've got too many rerolls."
Well, they fixed this by giving you guns that don't even need to roll to hit.
Auto hit. So
why?
Yeah. So anyway, I think that's fair. You happy with that?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, Tom. How's your
Let's
game?
move on.
So I was playing Gavin Rove or something like that. I can't remember his surname. It was an interesting surname, but he's a club mate of Liam's. So he was one of the bad dice guys. And he was playing Ulfwe. So he was playing Mekdar. So he had two, the Hex, fighters things? I forgot what they're called. The Hex flyers.
Hexwraith.
Hexwraiths.
Fighter planes.
What the fuck are you trying to say? Let's
The
start again.
the Eldar planes with the flamers on them.
The Dark Eldar ones.
No, the Eldar ones.
The Eldar. The ones with the Psyker plane.
Okay, exactly.
Hexwraith fighter.
Yeah.
Hex Tech Wave Fighter.
Oh, exactly.
There you go.
Oh,
He
obviously.
had 2 Fire Prisms. He had a big brick of 20 Guardians. He had Squad Dark Reapers in a Wave Serpent. And what you seen in the
In the
chat?
chat, someone said, Chapter Master Valrite's come in, and he's gone, what happened? And then someone wrote, Nick punched a little kid, and then Chapter Master Valrite's put, I bet the little bastard deserved it. Right, okay.
See, this is how reasonable you are. You only hit a kid. If you hit a kid, they'll
They
trust
must
you.
need it, yeah.
Welcome to the Honest Wargame, eh?
So, yeah, they had a unit of Shining Spears. He had some other stuff. I don't know.
It's called a Hemlock Wraith Fighter, Tom.
Oh, he had 2 squads of Rangers as well.
Okay, nice.
So, basically, I get the choice of who's going first.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, fuck it, let's see what happens if we jump on without Reapers out and shoot him. Because if I don't kill on him, all my Reapers are all going to die.
Yeah.
So I get out, he uses prepared positions. So he's got a +1 to his armor save. So he's now got 2+ on armor save. So he's up to a 4+ to Dark Reapers. I only kill 1 Fire Prism. And at this point I'm like, oh. But luckily I've already anticipated this and I've got Protect off on my Shining Spears. Because he can't really charge me. The Shining Spears jump across the board, they shoot the Shining Spears in the face, down to 1 guy. Kill a Warlock or something, and then they charge the other Fire Prism and kill that.
Okay.
So I've taken out both the Fire Prisms. He then flies across the board, jumps his Reapers out, and kills all of my Reapers pretty much. Apart from the medium squad, which is a squad of 5 hiding behind some buildings. It then comes down to, like, right, okay, I don't think I can actually kill these flyers, because they're 2 split up. If you go after them with the Shining Spears, then the Reapers are still there.
Yes.
Oh no, sorry, I think he had 2 squads of Reapers actually. He had 2 squads of Reapers.
They're big squads.
Medium squads. So 1 had a Tempest Launcher, 1 didn't. So I'm like, well, I don't think in the straight up killy fight I'm going to win this. So I just ignore the planes. Straight up. I'm not even going to touch the planes. I jump the Shining Spears in behind his Guardians.
That's literally what I do with Hemlocks, by the way, as
Yeah.
well. I'm just like, I go like this. I go, you got Hemlocks.
Here's my thing.
I got Hemlocks. I'm like, well, fuck
The
off.
Hemlocks can't actually touch my Wave Serpents.
Yeah.
So my Wave Serpents have the Wave Serpent shield, so long as I keep them on. So it reduces all the damage from 2 to 1. It halves their damage. And I've got 2 of them. So I jump my Shining Spears into the middle. I kill all of his Reapers. I kill all of his Guardians. I charge his Wave Serpent, which I've done. I've killed that too. I then charge 1 Warlock into his Warlock to have a big Warlock duel on top of the hill.
Nice.
My Warlock whiffs.
Cinematic.
His Warlock
Nice,
kicks wide in the
cinematic,
head.
good, yeah.
And then runs across the board to my Reapers, and your Rain just turns around and whops his head off.
Oh, nice.
Which is actually alright. The Alpha was really causing me a pain in the ass because it was 6+ feel no pain and everything. But
Alright, so it wasn't a Latok.
it wasn't a late arc, no,
Wow.
but it looked really good as well.
Wow.
And then I'm basically just trying to clear everything up. So I lose all my Shining Spears, and I've just got these Wave Serpents running around trying to clear everything up. I managed to take out his Autarch, and then turn 4 it comes down to he's got these 2 squads of ranged deep striking. I intercept 1, shoot that down to a couple, kill it, and then I've got these 2 wave serpents just sat on a unit of rangers, just shooting it. And he's like, "Oh yeah, you're going to use these serpent shields." I'm like, "Well, I could use my serpent shields, but I might not kill him. And if I don't kill him, I'm probably going to lose my wave serpents. So I just hold it for another turn. We've got another turn guaranteed. So I hold it for another turn, still don't kill them. I'm just like, right, serpent shields, knock those off, and I win the game, even though I've only got like 2 wave serpents and you've rain left, because his fly's just been flying around killing all my stuff.
Right.
But he can't touch wave serpents, so the wave serpents are just also running around killing all his stuff. So it's whether I got all the stuff first and I managed to get him, because he couldn't get wave serpents.
You got all the gold.
I got all the gold.
All the gold.
So I finished day 1 on 3-0, 3 majors.
3 major
When
wins.
it was getting quite serious on the other tables.
And then Nikos has finished the game with a win, a loss. No, 2 wins, a loss, and you punched a kid.
Yeah.
Well,
Nice.
but Punch Kid was an epic victory royale.
Bang!
With 0 deaths.
The worst bit in my third game, I was like stood there. I've not. It was either I'd only just had my second turn, and I look over and there's someone writing up their results. I've already finished the game.
That's
and I was
what it was like
oh,
when.
God damn it.
This is again my advice is watching you at the heats with your 3 nights. I'd be there just like, fucking hell, this guy needs to hurry up, and then you just be there like, I finished my game. I'll go to the bar. Like it was that relaxed attitude that I saw from you that's made me go, fuck this noise.
It's worth going with one of the other games, because one of my mates, so I've gone down with Rob Edwards, Nick Council, and Scott Nichols, and Scott Nichols won the GT Heat 1.
Yeah.
And Nick was playing with his Tau against another Orc player, and this Orc player has aspirations to be the #1 Orc player in the ITC. So
good luck.
he should be finishing.
Unicron John's in the chat.
He's currently 4th.
Oh, okay.
So
Work harder, John.
He was playing Nick, and he like Nighty Storm Boys, and he walked across the board. And at one point, Nick said after the game, he took an hour and a half to do his first movement phase and his first shooting phase.
Who did?
The Orc player.
Hour and a half for one turn.
Not even a turn. He didn't even do the assault phase.
Oh
Also,
my
the
God,
Hellstorm
that
boys are
is
in the chat.
ridiculous.
Yeah, so this was the
All
move.
famously orc slow players.
Well, this is the thing. So, so he takes an hour and a half to do the
With
moving
red
phase,
orcs.
the moving phase and the shooting phase.
Yeah.
And Nick calls him on it and says, "Look, dude, you've taken this amount of time." And then the Orc player turns around and says, "No, it was 1 hour 20 minutes actually." That makes it
That's
better.
still.
That's great. That's great. You've been an hour and a half. Actually, it's been 1 hour 20. I'm like, either way, fuck
He was
you.
just being pedantic, and it's just like it's clear that he cares a lot, but basically it got to the point where after the game Nick lost because it just didn't.
It didn't go
He
anywhere.
got like
How
20.
many turns did they get in?
They got in like 2. They got in 3. Sorry. And Nick got to play 25 minutes of the 3 hours. His
Really?
turns. Yeah.
What?
So
Did he talk to Liam?
he did talk to Liam, and Liam gave the Orc player a warning after that round.
See, now this is the same
Well,
situation.
there is more.
Okay.
So it's well, we can leave that for now, and then I can expand on that a bit later. But I thought Liam overall handled the situation really well.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. But do we think Chinese burns are the answer?
He's a bigger boy than Nick.
Well, no, this is just what I'm saying. I'm just saying, look, if your turn takes more than 30, maybe let's say 40 minutes, that seems like a long time for a turn. Turn takes longer than 40 minutes, Chinese burn. Every 5 minutes after,
Electric shock.
another Chinese burn. Just continuous.
I feel like this.
I
is one of
think
those
I think
situations
that's a
where
bit too
just help.
extreme. I think that the electric shock is better.
Oh, okay.
Tasers.
Yeah.
Tase that child.
Like maybe at the end of the turn you get an electric shock, but if you do it in a certain amount of time, it's only very mild.
Could I just say that I
You
don't
take-
think it's an issue with Orc players, and I don't think it's an issue with like 99% of the 40k community.
No.
I think it's a functionality problem in 40k.
There is an issue with that. I would agree.
I would say it's the amount of shooting, or the amount of attacks, the amount of rerolls. Now, Tom, you play an elite tier army that deletes units by turn 3.
I was the first person to finish my first round game. I was the second person to finish the second round game, and pretty much. So
Yeah, so you play it like whether or not you lose or win, and more often than not it's win. Yeah, but it's fast.
I talk at 1,000,000 miles an hour as well, which helps.
That also helps as well.
Yeah.
But I think there's a functionality problem in 40k, and I mean that realistically. I mean, if you play let's take my guard for example. So I've got like some Hellgrims, and I've got some Bullgrims, and I've got my guard. All of my games were 2 hours. Like even like games that I was just like comfortably walking or getting my ass kicked, they still take a while.
Yeah, you still need to go through the steps, though, I think.
You need to go through the steps, and I think everyone needs to learn to play a bit faster. That's number one. But I think it just is it's the amount of rerolls.
Do you know how I could make this game finish on time?
How?
Fucking table everyone.
There we go. Or you take some Imperial Knights, you just make
And
it
you
fucking
table
way
everyone.
And then you table everyone. It's way easier. So I just think, and because I consider myself to be an orc player.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and they're fucking wicked fun. But it's like you got to work. Don't turn up to
be
a
an orc
40k
player,
event in like a nice shirt and a waistcoat. You need to turn up in like sports bra.
You're going to be sweating.
I turned up in an esports jersey.
Sweating.
Do you know what I mean? Sweatbands. You need like a little bum bag with like juice and like some fruit snacks.
Val from Chapter Tactics gave me. I've got a Canadian sweatband and I've got wristbands with sweat soaking.
Yeah, if Age of Sigmar's like the I don't know, Age of Sigmar's like a sedentary 400 meter run. Yeah, 40k is the 100 meter sprint.
That's why we're much more athletic, and that's why it's Ladies' Night.
All right, okay. So Saturday, was there anything happen? Did anything happen Saturday evening?
There was a social, I think, but I didn't stick around. I was too tired.
A social?
There was a social.
I played some Kill Team.
I did.
Did you play some more Warhammer? Nice. Who did you play?
I played Kill Team at James Workshop.
Oh, James Workshop's house. Shout out to James Workshop.
Yeah.
Which is the.
And I won. With my towel.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I still want to play some Kill Team with you.
Oh, it's loads of fun.
Yeah.
We ought to play a streamed game.
All right, nice. Yeah, let me play a couple of games first. Let me get some under my belt.
Okay.
Yeah. So Mark Wildman says he was in charge of the social. Also, we did miss this earlier, but Dude Our Day has gifted a subscription to Mark Wildman in the chat, which I think is lovely of him. Also means Mark Wildman is helping support the show, which is a really big deal, and we really appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks.
Is that an official endorsement?
That's an official endorsement.
Is that a Bad Dice endorsement?
No, because Mark's and that podcast doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, okay.
No,
Is that a Blood and Glory
it's just
endorsement?
an old gay man's endorsement.
So like this.
But the both of the TOs for the Blood and Glory event are both watching the show, so that's got to be a big sign for the show.
Oh yeah.
Right? The show's a big deal. But so was the social fun? Oh, you didn't go.
I wasn't there. I had to get back.
Sounds really, really social.
I'm sure it was.
I'm sure
I
wasn't
there. Sorry, my bad.
So follow up. Sunday, how'd it go?
So Sunday, this was my game on the board with lots of wobbly ruin terrain with no line of sight. But I was playing a really cool guy called Andy.
Andy Dunn?
No, Andy, that was the first day.
Andy Snell, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty sure it's Andy. Or Andrew. Andy or Andrew. Sorry, Andy or Andrew. So he had a Dark Angels army with a knight.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Dark Angels army?
Yeah.
Nice.
So it had lots of little 5-man squads, Hellblaster squads, a couple of heroes, and a
5-man Hellblaster squad or a 10?
10.
Yes.
So 10-man Hellblaster. No.
Oh.
Just had a chapter master.
Oh, it's you got brick.
And then he had a Crusader Knight. So I basically got my classic. Did I? No, he went first, but I hid everything, so he didn't really do a lot in his first turn. I did my long bomb berserker charge, which was great. Charging a load of tactical squads, killed quite a lot of those. Held up a lot of his shooting. Moved up another little rhino behind some more line of sight blocking terrain. He killed those berserkers, but don't worry, there was more. Sent the second wave in, berserkers, to eat some more stuff. 40 bloodletters came down, charged the knight. They didn't kill it with their first round of attacks, but I used 3 CP to finish it off, because it had 3 wounds left. They had like 2 wounds left at that point after the combat. And I thought, if I don't kill it, he's just going to step outside, paying 1 command point to go back in his top bracket and murder loads of stuff.
Yeah.
So I spent 3 CP just to kill it. Get rid of it.
You must die.
Get rid of it. Get in the sea. And then 20 bloodletters went on the other side. Some more characters. And so my psychers, their job was to kill the Hellblasters, because he had some ruins, so he put his Hellblasters and Devastators on the ruins, so I couldn't
charge him.
I couldn't charge him. So
you can wobbly model it though.
Yeah, well, there wasn't much space. I needed to clear some space, so I was
make some room.
So I was focusing my smitings and other mortal wound spells on the Hellblasters to get rid of them. Eventually I managed to kill most of his stuff.
So you charged him and he died?
Yep.
So you punched him in the face?
I did. Punched him in the face with my models
headbutt
this
him?
time.
Was this a grown? Was this a grown?
This was a grown adult man.
Oh wow, okay, good, excellent.
It's like he's working his way up through the UFC.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
starting at the bottom with this small child, making his way up.
Wow.
Yes, that was a good game.
Good. All right, congratulations.
Yeah, I love
3
fun.
majors, 1 major loss, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Oh, excellent. Also, big shout out to Hellstorm Dan, who's in the chat.
Whoop, whoop.
Hellstorm Boys. I think they're doing a live show every Wednesday now. You can watch. About 40
I think
now.
they need still yet
Is
to
it
buy
a-
their
is
League
it
of
a-
Nights tickets.
Is it? Yeah, they have.
They still need to buy the League of Nights
They do.
tickets. That's true.
No excuses.
Yeah. So then, Tom, Sunday morning, who'd you play?
So I was playing Mark Crumbleholm.
Wow.
Mr. Crumblebumble.
Mr. Crumbly
The
Bumble
Apple Crumble
himself.
himself, yeah.
One of my favourite games for 40k, by the
He's
way.
brilliant. I love Mark. So we've played a lot, so it's currently 3-2 to me.
He might be the only person who talks as fast as you and me.
Well, we finished the game pretty quickly. So he's actually won the last 2 games. Most notably, the last time I played was on the Games Workshop official stream. And I still maintain a humble record for the worst looking army ever to appear on.
One of the nicest looking streams, but easily the worst commentary of any stream.
I
watched a 40k stream the other day from a small island off Papua New Guinea. It was 3 guys, 2 of whom didn't speak English. Best commentary I've heard so far for 40k.
Okay.
Versus obviously what Games Workshop did.
Is their language entertaining?
Huh?
Is their language entertaining?
Well, they know more about the game.
Mantalaya.
Weirdly,
Yeah.
and they've never actually seen a book.
Can't read.
You just guess it.
It's
It's all guesswork.
Yeah, it was all based
It's
off
just
their
intuition.
tribal warfare systems and tactics. And they,
There's some ancient like cave writings.
yeah, they
of
were like
me
they
and
were,
my
talking about,
Alvaro.
they were talking about pincer movements, and I was like, God, these guys have got some tactical insight I've never even heard.
So he had a similar list to last time, but he had 6 Talos in 3 units of 2 rather than 3 units of 3. He had a bunch of Rangers as well.
I'm very interested in this game.
And I'm like, right, this is a horrible matchup for me. Don't like it. I get first turn.
What you mean by this is it's a really good army.
Yeah. Well, also I can't kill him.
I was just wondering what your scale is for
So,
horrible matchups.
we're
You're
pl-
like,
This is
all
good.
the shit armies, great matchup for me.
All the
The
good
other
army.
good armies,
Bad.
bad. Are now challenging.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. Yeah.
So we were playing Big Guns Never Tire. It generally is a bad matchup. We were playing Big Guns Never Tire, and I don't know what the Maelstrom was, but it wasn't.
A Reaper's heavy sport.
Reapers are heavy support.
Oh.
But so are Talos, and so are Ravagers.
Yes.
Oh.
Apparently, I thought Talos were fast attack, but he told me they're heavy support, so we'll go with that. So I get first turn. I shoot him a bit. We've got Hammer and Anvil. I've got 2 objectives in my deployment zone. He's got 2.
You got
objectives
Hammer
in
and
his.
Anvil again?
Yeah, we did.
Is that 3 out of 4?
No, that's 3 out of 4.
Oh wow.
Same with the GT actually. I got 4. I think I got all of them with Hammer and Anvil actually. Though.
But this is a grudge match.
Well, this is a grudge match
Yeah.
because me and Mark always have fun. But so I get out. I kill 0 Talos, literally 0, with the Reapers. I'm like, oh, this is bad. So he walks a bit. I killed a squad of Rangers. And then we end up in a little bit of a clown fiesta in terms of he's got his Ravagers in deep strike, and I think, right, what he's going to do is he's going to come down with his Ravagers next turn. Now, I could fire and fade and try and hide behind a building, but if I do, he's just going to vector him and shoot my Reapers. So I get my Reapers and I stick them back in my Wave Serpents, so he can't shoot me. But I then charge my Shining Spears across, I doom the front unit of Talos, which is shot with the Reapers, even though I didn't kill any. I kill that unit. I Soul Burst again to shoot another unit of Talos. And then I make a bit of a mistake, so this entire assault phase is just a big clown fiesta. So I charge his Talos, and I forgot he's got the Vexator Mask, which means that he picks a unit within 1 inch, and that unit fights last. So he Heroic Intervenes Homunculus and one of his other characters, and he Vexator Masks my Shining Spears.
So he baited you in.
Well, I just fucked it up. So
full of baits.
because I could place it.
Being fair to Mark.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
Set a trap.
I could have just placed
Sprung
it
it.
so that he couldn't Heroic Intervene.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. But you know, like,
But he
I
lured you
imagine he put it up because that's the thing about like high level play. You similarly will have done. You won't have talked about it in your game coverage,
of course, yeah.
but there will have been a bunch of like I can or can't, or people are going to make a mistake. I wonder if he set it up. Do you think?
Well, he did, but I did a similar thing afterwards because he struck with his Talos first.
Yeah.
And his Talos only killed 2 Shining Spears. So I take the 2 Shining Spears within 1 inch of his character to heroically intervene and remove them. Now, there's 2 criteria for being able to fight. Already being within 1 inch, or having charged. As I heroically intervened, they did neither. So that means as soon as I take my Shining Spears out, those 2 characters now aren't fighting.
Yeah.
So I've only lost 2 Shining Spears. So he doesn't get to attack with his characters, and I attack with my Shining Spears after the Talos. Fine. I hit the Talos, I kill another one, but then all the Shining Spears just die. Okay, got 3 Talos. I've got a kill point, a point for killing a heavy support choice.
Yeah.
Fine. He's then pushing into me. But in his turn, he drops 1 Ravager. So I'm like, shit. I can get all the Reapers out, and then I kill that Ravager, but then he hits me with the other 2. Or I leave him in, and then I just don't have enough time to kill his Talos. So I get all the Reapers out, I kill the Talos, I kill that Ravager, he drops down his Talos, I lightning fast reflex, I basically lose all of my Reapers. My Reapers just go bye-bye. And at this point, he's just pushing into my deployment zone. In turn 5, he is trying to take or contest one of my 2 objectives. What he could use the racks. They've got a strategy that is similar to Tired Traitors, which allows him to come on. I've blocked it off with Wave Serpents. I've charged another Ravager with a Wave Serpent, killed that too. So I've got 5 points for killing heavy supports. He's got 3. So if he can test one of my objectives, he wins the Eternal War. He can't get onto one on my left. He can get onto one on my right with 1 Ravager. And some characters. The characters charge. What's he called? The special homunculus character. A Urian Rakar. He charges the Evrain, one-shots her, apparently, because he gets a 6 on the wound, he gets a mortal wound, and then walks across to try and force a morale check on my Rangers, because I've got 2 squads of Rangers and a Warlock on the other objective. And because he has a -1 modifier to leadership checks. He then shoots these 2 squads with his remaining Ravager, kills them down to 1 man each, so I've got 2 individual Rangers and 1 Warlock on it, and then charges. He's got an 8-inch charge for a reroll. He rolls a double 6 on the first try, gets in. He could use a Blade Vein for -1 AP, but it's strength 4. He uses the strength 6 normal profile instead. He hits 1 Ranger, kills it, hits the next Ranger, it lives. So I've got 1 Ranger and 1 Warlock on that objective. He's got 1 Ravager. I've got OBSEC, he's got OBSEC, but I have more models. So I'm currently holding both objectives. The other Ranger lives because he passed the save on a 6. I then pass my leadership check, and the game ends. Which means I'm holding 2 objectives, he's holding 2 objectives. I've got 5 points for killing heavy sports, he's got 3. I win the Eternal War, I get the 6 bonus points. So, effectively, it goes from, if he contests that objective, he's got 10 more points than me, meaning he's just got the major win. If I hold that objective, I've got 5 more points than him, which means I just get the minor win. So what ends up happening is that 1 Ranger living is a 15-point swing.
Wow.
And the Ranger is costing 12 points.
A 15-point game swing.
A 15-point game swing.
But a 12 points army cost.
Army cost, yeah.
That's amazing.
So I just edged it. Really good game. Mark's making wanted posters for the Ranger.
That one particular Ranger. Did he take a photo of the Ranger?
He's taking lots of photos. And then he messaged me afterwards saying, dude, I forgot my Ravager was... It didn't matter, mate. My Warlock was on it. It's like, I wasn't in pictures yet, but we were nudging it around as a joke.
The Ravager objective secure.
It was in big guns.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
heavy support.
Yep.
Nice.
It doesn't matter. So, but if the game hadn't ended, he gets a major win. If he kills that Ranger, he gets a major win.
Well, that's
I lucked out pretty hard.
Yeah, and that's a hard win.
It's a really hard win.
Yeah, Mark's been performing incredibly well in the UK.
He goes to a tournament basically every weekend.
Yeah, he's been smashing face with the Drukhari constantly.
Yeah,
so that's a big. And you've lost to him before, not the same armies specifically, but Craft World versus. Well, sorry.
I mean, the last time
the only person that 1750 point list that I was running this weekend has lost to is Mark.
Yes,
because I lost to him in the final of the GT Heat one.
And you even cheated in that stream.
I did.
And lost
as
well
by helping Mark win. Yes, by pushing his Ravager along like he told me to. It's a pity they don't it's a pity they don't mic us up, so I can't swear down the microphone.
Yeah, Hellstorm Dan. I was about to say, Hellstorm Dan just sent a meme of me listening to you intently.
Oh, that's fine.
It's very funny. I would say that watching you and Mark play a game would be the least accessible way to watch. Like, if someone was like, even just an adult man or woman, doesn't matter, like with a degree, like whatever your benchmark for if someone's smart enough, to be able to play 40k, which is anyone, but someone who's like, you can pick this up quick. Cool, watch these two, and then you two are just like 4, 3, 2, 7. 8,
and we play
14. And everyone's like, what the fuck is happening?
We play each other so much, like we just know exactly what we're doing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I've watched you both play, and you're both very conscious of each other's army. You know what each other's do. You're not like, you both have the same.
Well, this is the thing. So when we're on Warhammer Live, with the commentary, they tried, bless them, but like they keep saying, I think we're going to do this. Nope. Nope. Oh, what's he doing? Oh, he's cheating. No, he's just helping.
It would be fun to mic you both up playing that exact rematch. And if Mark's out there,
Normally I'm just bullying you. Yeah,
it would be amazing.
That'd be a brilliant game.
Yeah, you'd just be like, would you like to watch a game but never understand what the fuck's happening?
We'll need subtitles or someone.
That would be so funny.
Someone
There's
translating.
Some say we don't even talk. The game just happened. But also going on in round 4. So you remember the tale of the orc player, not the small child,
not the child,
not the child you assaulted. The other orc player that played Nick. Well, this time he was playing one of my other friends who was playing Scott Nikos. Now,
so the orc player that was playing Nick played one of your friends?
Nick was one of my friends, but he played another one in round 4.
Right.
And Scott doesn't take shit from anybody.
Okay, so something happened.
So, effectively, the York player spent 30 minutes before the game asking Scott about what his army did.
Really?
40 minutes?
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
I'm going to be accurate. And effectively...
It's 29.
Oh, yeah, sorry, my bad. So he only gets... Basically, they only get 2 turns.
Hold on. There's some cussing coming your way, Tom, in the chat.
Oh.
Number one, watching you and Mark playing Warhammer would be like watching Number Wang, which I think is very true.
That's Number Wang.
Yeah, 1732. That's 40k!
Mornington Crescent!
And then that's from Matt Lloyd's. And also, Hellstorm Dan says, I think Tom is a better player when he plays better lists.
How about that?
We had a great game at Heat 1.
Yeah, we did.
Wow. That's rude. Yeah. Also, did I say...
That was a really close game as well against Dan.
Hannibal Nikos looks like meat's back on the menu. You picked up a lot of nicknames in the chat, by the way, over the past... What's the one I saw
meat's
earlier?
Back on the menu, boys.
Nikos the Kid Killer.
The Kid Killer.
And also, Johnny Price says, great coverage, Tom, but don't let this man distract you from the fact that in 1998, Nick threw Mankind off Hell in the Cell and plummeted 16 feet through the announcer's table. Which is a big, long meme. But please continue.
No, so Scott and the York player only got to the bottom of turn 2. And Scott killed most of his stuff.
Okay.
Wow.
So, but halfway through round 1, Liam came past and said, look, if you don't finish this game, you're just both going to get a nil.
Really?
Yeah. And so the game ended with a 30-0 to the York player. And Scott was not happy about it because obviously he had been slow played. Scott would have won that game if it had gone up to turn 5.
Okay.
But the way it was handled was great because what it meant was it means that you can't realistically slow play if you're looking to win an event.
See, this has been my response constantly. My response constantly is, you both lose.
Yeah. So this is what happened.
So how did the York player get 30-0 then?
He didn't. Liam went and he had a chat with the other guys as well,
right.
And then they did. It's not an ideal situation, but he did get a warning. He got a chance to correct his play. He didn't. He got punished for it, and it meant that Mark also got punished for it because Mark had to play him in round 5. But Mark beat his ass pretty handily.
Nice.
So the York player went 3-2 in the end.
Nice.
But I do feel sad for Scott and Nick because they could have won the event, and they were just taken out because of one person's shenanigans.
Yeah.
Realistically, the last mission was progressive as well, and Scott plays Nurgle. And progressive missions is insanely good for Scott.
Yeah.
And realistically, I would have played him, and Scott's list good into mine.
Wait, so let's not talk about Scott per se.
Of course.
So it's hold on.
It's fine.
It's really good for which army? Progressive missions.
Any hordes.
Any horde armies.
Yeah.
And
particularly a resilient one.
Nurgle horde.
Perfect.
And what I'm trying to say is, it's sad for him because he had a very realistic shot of winning the whole event, but he was taken out by one person being an arse.
Yeah, it's really, really tough to mitigate. I can imagine, and I know it sounds really so. If we take if I can just again relate to my experience that at the 40k Heat of Warhammer World when I played the Italian fella, there's no way ever that gentleman's finishing a game of Warhammer.
No.
All right, and whether or not the fact that I won that game, giving that game a 0, just being like, look, 0, 0, I would have, I don't want to pay £60, £70 to go to an event, especially Warhammer World, and then play someone who can't finish a game. Whether or not by intent, in the case of the person you're talking about, or whether or not through incapability, the Italian player or the person who you play, Nick. There needs to be something done by TOs, but realistically also something done by each group of individuals.
Oh yeah.
I was in this conversation very recently, I think in a WhatsApp group or something. I was like, we're probably going to look at over the next 5 to 10 years the professionalising to a degree of tabletop wargaming, which is excellent, and I'm really excited. But we also get to be at the founding stage of that as a game as well. We can either do football and everyone can dive and cheat, and that's fine.
Or trip over their own feet and get penalties.
Yeah, we can do that, yeah, and that's the system, and then we just have to constantly bitch and moan about slow players, which I don't think should be our system.
No.
Or we just need to be proactive and start actively at
out.
tables, stamping out. So it's great to hear Liam came over.
Oh yeah,
and
he
just
big
like,
balls in the wheelbarrow, just whoop, 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 no points for you. But like Simon away from the game is actually a nice enough guy. I've got no problems with him away from the game. I just think he cares far too much about the game.
So he's intentionally slow playing.
I don't think there's a way that he was not intentionally slow playing. If you're aiming to be the number one player in your faction in the ITC, never mind even just playing tournaments, if that's your aim, you have to be able to at least be competent enough with the army to finish the games.
Yeah.
He finished his first 2 games because he tabled his opponents.
Yeah.
Those 2 games, the amount of time...
What about this? What about this? This is only come up because this is a conversation happening in Age of Sigmar at the minute about secondaries.
Right.
Yeah, and about kill points. So what if you got a point for each round you finished, let's say, or something that equated to, and it only mattered for secondaries. So someone, like 3 people end up on 5 wins.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you go to is how many rounds did you play?
Yeah.
I'd like some sort of score in there.
Like, and what
it caps at 5
rounds.
per
Yeah,
game.
it caps at 5, obviously,
Yeah.
but like,
Did you
play? So you've got 5 games, but you only played 3 rounds every single game. You're not going to win you're not going to win the tournament. I think that's a way to.
Yeah.
Have I just solved it?
You sold it, Rob.
I don't know
I
if
think
I
you solved
have.
it,
Just mute it and you'll be fine.
Fair enough.
But I don't know if that's the answer. But that just came up in my head. I was like, oh, actually. And again, that's that lovely thing about Age of Sigmar compared to and 40k is that talking about both things, I'm like, oh, there's actually a really interesting conversation happening in Age of Sigmar at the minute about secondaries.
Yeah.
Maybe we can apply that to 40k.
And if you table your opponent, you automatically get a 5 turn, right?
Yeah,
That makes sense.
exactly.
I think that's a good way to fix it, actually. I think.
No. So Santi's saying then tabling people in 3 rounds is negative. No, so you would get if you table someone, you get 5. I played 5 rounds.
You finish the game.
Pardon me?
You finish the game, basically.
Yeah, you finish the game. So maybe you don't have to penalise anyone, like you both lose, but there's no path to victory if you don't finish 5
Or you could
turns.
do the Tim King method, because that one, basically someone could just try and drag you out of the tournament by not finishing the round, just if they have a personal grudge against you or something. But the Tim King method is basically if you play against someone and it's a slow game and that person has more slow games than you, then neither of you get a slow game.
Yeah.
Then then you don't get the slow game because it's deemed to be the other person's responsibility because they're consistently not finishing their games.
But fantastic! I love
mad respect
I love
for Liam for
that. I love that Liam was doing something
Mad
about
respect from you.
Mad respect.
Really good.
I think that's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And especially because my criticism of that comes straight from the LVO live stream last year.
Yeah.
I think the TOs handled it badly. Like, I got no issues putting my balls on the line and saying it.
Was this the Tony Grappando incident? Yeah.
I think it was handled really poorly, and it's really nice to see. It's really nice to see a new TO like Liam, knowing, because I know for a fact he listens to the show and watches the show.
Yeah.
Like, and that's not his only experience at all. That's not what I'm trying to say. But knowing that that's an environment and stepping in there and going, I've got a plan and I'm going to deal with it.
That was still super funny with Nick, though, at the LVO, when he wheels his big balls out and does exactly the same things as Tony Grappando, but Tony did. Right, here you go. See you, mate. That was fun.
Mark Wyman says, "Thing, Rob, some games can be a slog," and I do agree. Like I say, this is a part of an ongoing conversation. Absolutely. You know, the answers are.
That means there's an incentive to actually bring an army you can finish games with.
Yes, 100%. Like, I think it's that's a key element, right?
100%.
It's a really good, healthy conversation to keep having.
I agree.
Have you turned your mic back on?
I have.
We were actually telling the chat about how you routinely beat children.
I agree. I agree.
Liam John says, so Liam, the TO says, any annoying thing without a doubt is that I honestly felt with 1750 points and 3 hours, I wouldn't have to deal with anything like that.
You shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to.
No, shouldn't have
The problem is when there's intent.
Yes. Yeah,
It was like when I was playing Mark, we actually just sat there like giggling at Simon, who's just reading out all of Scott's rules. And when he goes to move his Stormblaze, and one at a time, he's just moving him in, just goes.
Alright, fantastic.
I hope that face palm was audible.
Yeah, it was very audible. AD Max says Mark Lee did ace at the weekend, so that's fantastic. So you guys, so you've now have we done your second game? No, we've done your
You've done my fourth game.
Yes.
You've done both.
Yes.
So then, final and last game, gentlemen.
Final round.
Final round.
Finish him.
So I was playing a guy called Tom. Tom Higginbottom. I believe he's an England ETC player.
He was the AdMech player for England at the ETC last year.
Poor bastard. Wait, didn't England do okay?
Depends how you define okay. England always come fourth. Every year.
I mean, that's their benchmark.
Yeah.
They did average.
They did average.
Standard, yeah.
Okay. So he had mixed Eldar list. So he had Dark Eldar, classic Ravagers, some Kabbalites, and then he had 2 big blobs of Witches that he deep struck in. And then he had a Harlequins detachment of 2 units of 5 bikes, 1 unit of 2 bikes, and a Shadowseer. So it was a place the object. It was what was it called? Dominate and Destroy.
Dominate and Destroy, so it's progressive.
So I went first in placing the objective, and I put one in the corner. And
race to victory as well is important.
Yeah, well, in this scenario, I just basically forgot about the missions completely. So I put one in the corner. And then he put one next to it. And as soon as he put that down, I thought, I see what's going on. Basically, he's doing that thing that you keep going on about. He's going seconds. He's going to choose deployment zone. He's going to put them all in the corner. So I just saw that immediately and thought, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to play along. And I just put them all in that corner as well. So all the objectives are in the corner. And it worked out perfectly for him because it was their diagonal deployment. It
wasn't
so he could just sit in. So all the objectives were in his deployment zone straight away. I was like, okay, because the last game I just thought, fuck it, I'm just going to run at him and just give him a bloody nose.
Good.
That was my plan.
Just like those children.
Exactly, just like those children I've been punching.
Oh god, not like this.
So I went first. I slingshotted some Khorne Berserkers at him. I charged the Kabbalites and also declared against his Shadowseer. Killed the Kabbalites in the first round. Consolidated, piled into his Shadowseer and killed his Shadowseer, which was quite nice. But my mistake in that round was because I had a big line of sight blocking terrain in my deployment zone. I hardly had any terrain in my deployment zone, but I had that, which was good. I also, in my first turn, ran up another Rhino. Mm-hmm. But what I should have done is just keep that Rhino also safe for my second turn, to keep it safe, and then second turn do the exact same with the Khorne Berserkers. So in his turn, he killed those Khorne Berserkers that went and fought him, popped the Rhino, and also killed those Khorne Berserkers as well. Mm-hmm. So if I just held that behind the line of sight blocking terrain, I'd have had another
because he couldn't kill them and the Bloodletters.
Yeah. But then in my second turn, I feel like I did something quite clever that he wasn't expecting, because he pushed up 2 units of Kabbalites wide, and then 1 unit of Witches, 1 small unit of Witches in the centre. So I just deep struck 1 unit of 20 Bloodletters on its own, with a hero actually, so they could reroll the charge, which was important because they did need it because they rolled low. So I spread them out in a big long line. I declared a charge against both wide Kabbalite warriors, but not against the Witches. I got like a 12-inch charge, so I tagged both the Kabbalites with like 5 or 6 Bloodletters, and then shot past the Witches, and then consolidate around the Witches. So I couldn't hit them.
So you got a net.
Yeah, killed the Kabbalites, swamped the Witches, so then he couldn't shoot that unit 20 Bloodletters.
Think about flying over them.
I don't fly, so I don't.
Doesn't matter. You still have to get off and run at them.
Sorry.
And then so he dropped down his Witches, charged some Bloodletters. And then I brought my other Bloodletters in on the extreme flanks, killed a unit of the bikes, killed a Ravager, and then he basically swept my army up after that in the next couple of turns with lots of shooting. Because I didn't manage to. If I'd have killed a unit of bikes, I think I was always going to go down in that game. I kind of accepted that straight away.
I think when you're playing against Eldar, you either know that you're playing against a tier above you army.
Yeah.
And you're like, if I could beat you, then.
Yeah. So I was just having fun using my list at that point. I was just having a laugh.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's good. You do really like that army, right? Like.
Oh yeah. I after the event, I really like the army because it was. I had no shooting phase, good magic phase, plenty of movement shenanigans, and a really strong combat phase.
And it loves punching phase.
Yeah, really strong combat phase. I had a blast using.
And do you feel that's more interactive?
Yeah, a little bit because I'm not just sitting still shooting things. There's a lot of movement.
I'm not sitting still. I'm walking around the table.
Yeah,
that's how it works.
What was it? Yeah. what was the best moment in that game? I don't know. I think maybe my turn 1 charge my Bloodletters. Because Khorne Berserkers. Because he kind of, he sort of asked what's the max movement range. He kind of tried to set it up. But I think the amount of the speed that they had turn 1 slightly caught him out. Because he wasn't expecting me to get the Shadow Seer and kill that turn 1.
No. That's always the most fun.
Yeah.
Also. Like, I'm sad for that Shadow Seer.
Yeah, but he scored loads of points because he had all them in his deployment zone, and yeah. But I'd laugh.
You ran at him, punched him in the head.
Yeah, I ran at him, punched some stuff. Had a good laugh. Yeah, it was good fun.
I kind of want to get Bullgrims out again sometime soon again.
Despite the FAQ.
Just run at... I know they're not as good now, but fuck it. Just run at some lads and just punch people.
But they're not as quick though. I think the reason why my combat army was so good and why I enjoyed it is because it was very reliably getting into combat.
Yeah.
Because the running and charging for the Khorne Berserkers, warp timing as well, catches people out. It's so quick. You get to fight twice with them. They can take quite a lot of Overwatch as well, particularly if you can stand in a bit of cover before you charge. You're on a 2+ save from most things that are AP 0. And then the Bloodletters are just so reliable at charging in. I very reliably got into combat.
3d6 rerolling, isn't it?
3d6 +1 with a reroll. Yeah.
So do you think you could beat Eldar in the future, or do you think that's just beyond what?
I think with some tweaks, maybe, and I'd need to play the list a lot more because that was the first 5 games. Well, I had 1 practice game of the list, but first sort of 6 games I have of the list. I think there's some definitely tweaks I can do to make it better. Like I had my Demon Prince, and he had the Skullweaver axe, which basically is a night killer, and he got into combat twice over the weekend. The second time he killed 2 witches. So he didn't do much chopping.
Got 4 plus multiple 7 combat.
Yeah, that's why he could too. But he didn't do that much chopping. So I think in that list, I would just take him out and have another cheap Herald.
Well, I think witches are kind of bad for you as an assault army, just because they've got that extra durability in close combat as well.
Mm. Yeah. So I'd take out the imprints, have a cheap Herald, and have more Khorne Berserkers. Because if the Rhino explodes and you roll a couple of 1s, you want 5 Khorne Berserkers left. Whereas if I had unit 10 in there, just more chopping first turn. But I really did dig the Khorne Berserkers in the Renegade detachment with warp time. I really enjoyed playing that unit.
Mm. All right, nice. So we're just getting if you guys are hearing a buzz, apparently there's a digital bee.
Digital bee.
So we sometimes get that with the radio mouse that we use. Although we haven't had it for about a year, weirdly. No, it's not anything on your side. It's to do with I'll have to change the frequencies on all the packs. So yeah.
Yes, there you go. I lost that game pretty big.
Oh, okay. So you lost 2, won 3.
Yes.
Smashed it. That's great. Above 50%. Well done.
Yes.
Tom, final game.
So I'm on game.
You've won 4. You could win the event.
Well, you say that. I've got 3 major wins and 1 minor win.
Oh, okay.
Whereas on table 1, there is 1 player who's won all 4 as majors.
Oh, okay.
But luckily for me, I was sat next to his table. I'd noticed that his painting score, he'd only got 19 out of 25.
Okay.
Because I got 25. So I got 6 more points on painting, whereas he was currently up 5 on gaming because he got a major rather than mine.
Yeah, but Tom, you're not looking to win the event based on painting.
No, of course not.
You'd never want to do that.
No one would ever want to.
Purely gaming skill.
Purely gaming skill.
I would, yeah. But when Sid Sadu conceded turn 1 because he was ill, that all kind of went out the window because he had 5 major wins. So I needed to win the last game as a major win to win the event.
Mm.
So I was playing against Dean Murphy. Now, I haven't met Dean before, but he didn't have an easy road for this event. So he played Rob Edwards round 2, he played Tom Higginbottom round 3, he played Byron Sidhu round 4, and he came 12th from the London GT as well.
Okay.
So he's a good player. And he was running Thousand Suns and Demons. So he had a bunch of Demon Princes, 3 Demon Princes, I think, a unit of 28 Plague Bearers, unit 30 Plague Bearers, unit 38 Cultists. He had a bunch of 2 squads of Nurglings, he had a load of characters and all that jazz, he had 3 Obliterators dropping down with Marcus Lanesh. And effectively, he needs to screen his characters, because if he doesn't, the characters die. So they're all going to have to bunch, and wherever he bunches, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to prox them as far as, Phantasm, as far away as I can. So redeploy 3 units, and stick them in one of the corners as far away as we possibly can.
Yeah.
He doesn't quite do that. He just goes for it. He sticks most of his characters in one corner and one character and some big cultists another squad of small cultists, and then a squad of Nurglings on the other, which is where my entire army is. I get first turn, I kill all of it. He's
Just
kill it.
get it off.
Get off.
Reapers, Giant Spears.
And they are all worth kill points as well.
Okay.
But he's getting pressure on the board because he's spending all of the objectives, so he gets like 4 turn 1.
Yeah.
So I'm like, right, I just need to walk into him and need to kill him. But it's hard because there are 5 big bits of line of sight blocking, and I can't get his Demon Princes at them.
Yeah.
And he drops his Obliterate down, he shoots some Reapers off, and I'm just trying to get rid of these Demon Princes and work my way around so I'm not going to die.
Yeah.
I eventually have to snipe off a Demon Prince at the back, and I'm pushing away certain stuff. I'm standing on these objectives. And eventually it gets to a point where he realistically can't push his way out of this one massive line of sight blocker that he's hiding behind, because I've already killed too much of the screen.
Mm.
So the Nurglings, with the exception of one squad, are down. All the cultists are down. Half the Plague Bearer squad is down. He's just carrying behind this, just trying to hit it. He pulls out something really clever though. So I've got this objective on his deployment side because he's got Dawn of War, and he Dark Matter Crystals Ahriman across the board
Sneaky.
to do wounds to the Farseer.
Yeah.
With psychic powers, and then charge a Farseer to try and take that objective off me. Because it'll drop me a defend, it'll get him a kill point, and it'll get him a progressive point. And I can't get it next turn.
Yeah.
Because if I do, I move away off another objective. Unfortunately, Ahriman not only doesn't do any mortal wounds with the psychic powers, he also fails to charge.
Basically, Ahriman didn't cast any psychic powers.
He failed. Well, I denied 2 with the Farseer.
Ah, okay.
So
Ahriman!
pretty much, yeah. By 1 point on each as well, and the second one with reroll. So the Farseer lives. I take all those objectives and just pushing in. It goes to turn 6, so I get a bunch of extra points. His Demon Prince goes down, and then it's just the game's over. So he gets 29 points, which is respectable. So I need 9 or more than him to get the Major, and I get 52, I think.
Wow.
So I get the Major just because I've killed so many units.
Okay.
And my Maelstrom was starting to stack up as well. But his Maelstrom was really good, so I was getting a bit worried at a point.
Hold on, Tom. Longshot Loxley saying you can't Dark Matter Ahriman because he's cavalry, not infantry. FYI, Tom.
He was on foot.
He was on foot. Ahriman on foot. Longshot Loxley. There you go.
So he was fine with that one.
Okay, good.
So that was good. But he was a good dude. He took it really, really well. He made it hard for me because I was constantly just trying to. He kept pushing me to really have to work hard to keep in front. So he'd try something and it almost worked, and we just like just deal with it, and the next thing, just deal with it.
So he was really pushing you.
He was really. So I felt like if he managed to break into that game, I would be in trouble.
Yeah.
But I was consistent. I kept it clean.
You didn't make a mistake.
I didn't make a mistake. I wasn't in a position where I had to try and force him to make mistakes.
Well,
I just had to make sure, but I didn't choke, which is normal for me.
Yeah. So in the who's the beatdown on that because that's the question when you get to the tabletop. As an example for Nikos's game, Nikos is like you're in the aggressive position there, Nikos, because you know for a fact his army's better than yours realistically.
Yeah.
So you have to go and take the game.
Yeah.
But in Tom's game, it was the reverse. Yeah. He had to come and take the game off you.
This is the thing. So, like, in that game, it was kind of like I had to be intermediate level and make sure it was perfectly intermediate. Whereas when I was playing Mark, I had to hit advanced to that one. Yeah. Because otherwise, I'm going to lose the game. Right?
So he was making it pretty hard for you.
He would basically just
and you had to beat him.
If I was tired, or if I made a mistake, I lose.
Yes.
Because he was really pushing. He was playing it really, really well.
Which is so did you beat him?
I did beat him and got the major win.
Oh, wow.
So
congratulations. So where did you come in the tournament, Nikos?
I came 25th.
That's not bad.
Out of 86, that's pretty good.
That's pretty impressive. Yeah.
I thought that I was quite pleased with that. Seeing as a 40k tournament, I had no shooting.
You weren't playing Eldar.
I wasn't playing Eldar.
You had
Corn Berserkers and some Rhinos.
Yeah,
and
that's not generally great. So yeah, that's fantastic. Congratulations, Tom. Where did you come?
So I came second in gaming points, which means I got this bad boy, which was the best Xenos.
Nice, congratulations! Little gold trophy,
courtesy of a 2-point base and a display board.
And some airbrushing.
Oh, but the airbrushing did bad because he got 19 points. And I managed to secure this bad boy as well.
What's that game?
Wow. That is the overall champion for Blood and Glory.
Wow! So you won
a thing, boys!
You won because of hobby.
I won because of hobby.
And if anyone has been listening to this show for the past year now, the comedy factor of a man who introduced me to putting models in a sandwich bag and then shaking shaking dip.
The
with
shake
it.
and bake.
Yeah, something. The shake and bake, which previously I'd never even fucking heard of.
Crystals with blue tack.
Yeah, and crystals with blue tack on it as a game. The fact that that gentleman won because of a hobby thing.
It just shows you how bad 40k is.
Yeah, to quote Toby, may the hobby be the winner.
The hobby was the winner.
The hobby was the
The
winner.
hobby was
Just
the winner.
about.
So congratulations,
Thank
Tom.
you,
That's
mate.
fantastic.
I
You
was,
chuffed?
It's my first major win, actually. So I've won one day, and I've won 2-day team tournaments, which are a bit smaller, but
Yeah.
I've never actually won a 2-day singles event. So I'm pretty
Nice,
chuffed with that. Actually.
nice.
Oh, that's
That
great.
was That's okay, we'll fix it.
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Really
mate.
chuffed for
Cheers.
you.
Cheers, buddy.
That's really
that was-
good.
I
Plus,
think,
have they fully sprayed this one?
oh yeah. There's a couple of bits, but I think that was the kids at the club yesterday that did that, so that was fine. I do think though, having come on here for about a year, most of my best results have been within the last year.
Yeah.
And I think coming in on here has played a big part in that because it's meant that I've actually had to learn all the books.
I mean, it is helpful, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It is good. Not the FAQs, but the books.
Yeah, the books. Yeah.
We've learned that bit.
Good. Well, I'm glad the show's helped. That's great.
Yeah, 100%.
I know everyone has appreciated having you on the show, and I've learned a lot from you.
Cheers.
I've also learned a load from Nick, and I think 40k is in a much more challenging place gamemanship-wise than Age of Sigmar,
As in people being arseholes.
basically.
Yeah.
Long story
Yeah.
short, but the player base is 3 times the size.
So we have more arseholes. But as
Yeah.
a percentage we need to work
Yeah,
out.
statistically, there's going to be more
Statistically,
arseholes in the
Yeah,
bigger
I'm not saying
playing
the
field.
percentage is higher.
Yeah.
It just is going to be
We
3
just got
times the size.
like a flat number.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. From 1 to 3.
Yeah.
Um,
They multiply.
yeah, yeah, we've had great conversations. So yeah, I'm well chuffed for you.
Cheers,
I'm
man.
well chuffed for you.
Yeah.
Good work. And anyone who says it's because of Eldar, they're right.
I mean, I'm not going to deny that. I'm also going to say there are a lot of fucking Eldar players.
Huh?
There were a lot of Eldar players.
Were
Thank you very much.
It's okay. There are a lot of death players in Age of Sigmar.
Yes. And they came first, second, and third.
At Blood and Glory, yeah, they were
Yeah.
20% of the field, and they came first, second, and third.
So I think first was me. Second was a guy called Ewan,
Yeah.
who was the guy on Max Wins, and he was playing Iron Warriors.
Yeah.
With demons, I think.
Wait, you
With the
came
Bloodlet
second
Bomb.
with Iron Warriors and Demons?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that's awesome.
And then we had Mark Cromwellome coming in third
With
with Drakari.
Jakari. So realistically, the standout one is the second place.
Yeah.
Like, what was he
That's the
doing?
blip on radar.
Yeah. Who are you? And what are you doing?
Pretty
I think he had some blood letters in his
He
list,
did, he had a
didn't
blood letter
Yeah, he
bomb,
had
yeah.
blood letter
Oh,
bombs.
nice. Iron Warriors and the Bloodletter Bomb. Fucking yeah. Flesh is weak. That's awesome. GAP Studios got a 2019 achievement. He wants to get a pure Sisters Army in a top 10 position at many tournaments.
I think he can do that.
Yeah.
No problem. He can do it.
Nick obviously won. Nick, you got the WWE belt title for punching
did,
out kids.
yeah.
Slam.
You know those like punch machines.
Yeah.
I got the top score.
Well, good. That's great. Good. But overall, great weekend.
Be really good week.
Yeah, it was really
You
good.
go back next weekend, next year?
Yes.
Well, I've been to Blood and Glory every year since it was existed, so I'll definitely be going back.
Well, there we go then.
There should be some sort of award for that, right?
Yeah. I was meant to go to the Heresy, but I had too much work to do,
Mm.
and I didn't go.
No.
Can't help that.
Fair enough.
There you go.
Fair
Didn't ask
enough.
for a refund because I didn't let them know. So I was like, cool. There you go.
Yeah.
Like support that group.
Yeah.
Which probably is fine. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's my fucking hobby.
I saw Greg Dan briefly as he walked past.
Great guy.
He said it was going pretty well.
Yeah, great guy. I would have liked to have given you that aspect, but we've got too much to do on the secret project. So, what have you?
Yeah.
There's nothing. else
Them's
to
the
do.
And
breaks.
that's going to look banging.
Agreed. I'm very excited. Some people got the packs today.
Oh my.
Mm.
That's a bit of a red herring as a statement.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's fine. Right. So, anything else you want to add about the event and about the review generally? Where would you say? So obviously we've got chapter approved coming in November, December time. I think.
Yeah.
That's my statement.
So they've said this before.
December.
They put some really snarky comment out on the Warhammer community thing saying, oh, well, it says 2018 on the cover, therefore it's 2018.
There's no way that they're a snarky group of individuals.
Yeah.
I've never. No. Thin-skinned narcissists are rarely snarky.
No.
So what they said is coming out this year.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
because what I would say is that I don't think there is the Road to LCO event that Aces organised.
That's the Milton Keynes again, right?
Milton Keynes at the beginning of December, but that's ITC. Interestingly, I suppose the only real question I've got to ask, again, as always, and I know we've covered this a little bit on the show last year, which I thought was great. Blood and Glory being an event where, again, it wasn't ITC, it wasn't ETC, but it wasn't Games Workshop standard, so it was.
No.
It was very much of the ETC flavour, right?
It was kind of more that. It was more that end of the spectrum.
Blood and Glory
wasn't
last
it?
No, this year, Blood and Glory 40k was more ETC,
bit more ETC
like.
It used the actual Games Workshop missions, so I guess. The Eternal War was done differently. It didn't have a kill point component. And then it included some weird missions like Recon and Race to Victory for the Maelstroms, which ETC just don't use.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess it was kind of more hybrid ETC and. But so it's like I'd say 30% ETC, 70% Games Workshop.
Yeah. Which is weird because Games Workshop massively support ITC over in the US.
I know, right? Why
Yeah.
not just use those as your official rules?
Yeah, but then also Games Workshop then also massively supported the Blood and Glory event.
Yeah.
So I think most of
As
the terrain
you
and
can see with
information, most of the stuff from Games Workshop was free, to a large degree, apart from the labour, obviously. So just interesting. Just interesting again. Another 40k event. Same results, Eldar. But
Well, you say that. Talos actually haven't won a big event apart from the capital city Bloodbath in Canada. When was the last time Yunari won a big event?
What has been? Oh yeah, you're right. The list has been winning. Yes, but that's only because of an aberrant But what they won? Nova?
Did they win Nova?
I think
Nova was won by Garden Knights.
Yeah, that's the list.
Yeah. So when was the last time Yunari won?
Not for a while. I think what's important, maybe to track, and I don't 100% know, but the cool thing that we have definitely from when we did Age of Sigmar stats is there's an event every weekend. And we track stuff that's like a 5-game event, definitely. There's just such a body of events in it. I know there is for 40k, but it just feels a bit disparate because they're all under different win conditions. They're either either homebrew packs or they're ETC packs or they're ITC packs. And it's wicked that there's going to be a 720-person ITC event. But then when Jimmy and Bob come to play in their garage and play 40k, and they've got their chapter approved and their other chapter approved and their book
and their FAQs
and their FAQ
and their big FAQ
and their big FAQ,
the 3 army books
and their 3 army books
with FAQs and erratas.
and their Maelstrom deck
and their Maelstrom
and
deck.
their ETC pack.
Yeah, so once they pass that small degree in the Bachelors of 40k, and they're playing their game, it's completely unrelated to that 720-person event.
Right.
I was just because what I was going to ask was, where do you see the game being over the kind of Christmas period for the next 2 months? Christmas coming up, people thinking about starting new armies, adding to their army. What are you thinking? It's a little bit challenging to give advice, apart from 3 nights.
Yeah.
3 nights is good advice.
Yeah, that's the question I'm asking you guys.
Especially if you're a small child who wants to, play a tournament and wants to think of their games.
Yeah, so what's your guys' advice, would you say?
Yeah, buy knights.
Oh, okay. Go on then.
What, in terms of buying a competitive army?
Well, you want to go
Knights
to
of Eldar, because they're never going to be bad.
Yeah, I suppose I think you're in a great place if you buy Knights, personally.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's how it feels.
I don't know. I just buy some troops. If you're not going to buy a whole army, just work on the troops, because you're always going to need some troops.
Speaking of things that are in a great place, Adam Sinclair had a lot of fun this week, poo-bombing everything under the sun.
Did he play Pooicide Squad?
He played the Pooicide Squad.
Nice.
First game he Pooicided a lot of change. And then ran around the tournament and he went 4-1 with his poo-bomb.
Nice!
So he had a great time.
Oh, wow. Great. I love it when people listen to the show and then run lists like that. That's awesome.
He's a good dude.
Liam Jordan, who ran the event, said, as a now seasoned 40k tier, who's allowed a big opinion on this, I'd rather Games Workshop pick something and said, this is our tournament pack.
Yeah.
I think we all would, right?
Of course. The issue with that is I don't think the ETC will always follow that regardless anyway.
I also don't think the ITC will do that.
Exactly. So why don't GW just get a better tournament pack?
Why don't they?
Why don't we just write better missions?
why don't they just
sure they're
write
trying.
better books?
Our Korean advice. Oh, there you go.
Like,
We could literally just copy the ITC pack and people would like it.
yeah, like the disparate nature of the process is like, again,
I mean, maybe change some secondaries, and that's it.
yeah, like it's odd, right?
And that way you've got two. You've got a team one and you've got a singles one. There you go. Enjoy.
Yes. Yeah, I just like there to be, because I want to be talking to my brothers all across the world, brothers and sisters, yeah, and small children, yeah, into the hobby, and that's the only reason I want to talk to them. Jesus, I've really,
Clarify
I'm
that.
just going to stop right there, yeah. That was a good statement, and I will say no more.
That was nice and awesome.
Perfect. Shit. God damn. So yeah,
that's getting edited straight next to that. I just love fucking little dudes. I mean, you're not wearing the same clothes, but on the audio it doesn't matter.
Out of context quote.
But yeah, I'd like to talk to the Australians, see what they're doing. They're all playing Heresy, by the way. I'd like to talk to the Americans and see what they're up to.
Oh, no, I just wrote Papina list.
Huh?
I think it's Papine. I think I just wrote Papina list. 40k.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
All right, nice. Oh, Papine is in the chat. Yeah. Okay, right. Anyway, we'll see. I just thought maybe we could end the show on like, we've learned some things, and this is something you could take from that, like some distilled advice.
Copy the ITC pack. There you go.
Yeah, okay.
There's the advice. That's what I'd do.
Yeah.
Sorted.
Take nights.
Yeah,
it's always good
I
advice.
just go for the League of Knights. Sounds like
just do our tournament pack.
Yeah.
Fuck all the other ones.
Yeah, it does sound quite fun. Oh, also, Fluke's a lot. He's just subscribed for 12 months in a row because he's a fucking hero. And he's also said air horn blarer, and he's come in. He's coming like this. Fucking glitter cannons.
Lighter on the edge of the
the whole thing. He's punching a couple of kids like Nick.
Bang.
Yeah, just like
I'm coming through. Way.
Right, okay. All right, well, that's fantastic. You guys, it sounds like a great event. I am a little bit jealous, if I'm honest. My weekend wasn't as Warhammer related. It was Warhammer related work for this, but it wasn't playing, which was sad. No, real sad. I'm very excited about Orc Codex. Can't wait for the FAQ, so we can actually do a review of it.
Yeah.
I hope the FAQ is good.
Have you got any initial thoughts about the Orc Codex?
There's some really good stuff and some really underwhelming stuff.
Yeah, I was really disappointed that Burner Boys didn't really get much of a boost. There's no stratagem as far as I can see.
Yeah.
Specifically for like Burner Boys. I think there's a shoot twice one which they might be able to use, I guess.
But if you kill everything already, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and I was just dead excited about Burner Boys. I was just hoping they'd get a little bit of something, but there's no specific Burner Boy stratagem, so it's a bit meh. So I was a bit good about that.
I think I've read it so far. I think it's such a cool model range, right? Like mechs, cans, the mech guns, obviously. Knobs, I think, are fantastic, and like all the little units, flash
That's
gears.
getting pulled out of context as well.
The flash gear, all of the planes, and then the Gorkanaut and the Morkanaut. And realistically, it just feels like Codex More Boys. From my initial reading of it. And my only disappointment with that is while I think there should be loads of Orc boys in an Orc army realistically, and I like the trucks got cheaper. Yeah. Like, but
they couldn't get worse, really, could they?
Well, they couldn't get worse, but are they still like, I mean, I don't think you can put them at a point, you could probably put them at a point like 40 points where they're abusive with just how many you put on the fucking board. Yeah. But at the same
time, be funny. Though.
It would be funny. In the same breath,
50 trucks.
Even at that new price point, they're just fucking unsurvivable. Like you're just buying trash.
Does anyone know how many points Stompers are now?
Yes,
850 points.
That's still garbage.
And Stompers are like so glaringly garbage. Like there is no justification for the Stompers.
So I was playing at Warhammer World last night, and there was a game going on near me, which is Orcs on Orcs, and there was a Stomper running around, and it was kicking face.
Doesn't matter, Nick, because a one night would kick its fucking teeth in.
Was the Stomper the only thing on the board?
Well, so
was someone using it to beat a kid?
No, I'd have enjoyed seeing that, but there was
what, beating the kid?
That's clearly a joke.
I'm sorry.
Well, welcome to the Honest War Game. It's Thursday night. I'm here with Tom, the Eldar player, and Nikos, the Kid Puncher.
I'm the only one who's actually played a minor in the tournament in the last 6 months, by the way.
So the Orc list there was a Stomper, 3 units of 10 boys in trucks,
Okay.
some knobs in the stomper,
How many?
Yeah.
Oh,
and versus 2 Mecha Dreads, Killer Cans, and Dreadnoughts.
that'll be why it did well.
Oh, because it was just so everyone just had a bunch of shit.
You
on
know
the
what I
board.
want to do?
They had a great,
I really want to run
time.
18 Kilocans of Scorchers.
Okay.
I would love that list. I like Scorchers.
Yeah. Burn.
Mm.
All right. Cool. That's not only my thing. I just think like, why aren't Stompers like a knight? Like realistically, you know, like it's confusing to me.
I think they see 40 wounds, they're like, fuck, we need to price that like really loads.
Loads
of points.
It
Loads of
doesn't die.
points.
It doesn't do anything, actually, but it doesn't die.
It's
No.
real slow as well because as soon as you take it down a bracket, it's just like. Brr,
So 20 wounds.
brr.
It's a transport though as well though.
Yeah, for like 6 models.
Is it 6?
I thought it was a 40.
No, no.
It's
it
like,
might-
I
it
think it's
might
like
be more.
10. It's
Yeah,
like-
it's not. It's
It
not
was
a lot.
not loads, you know.
No.
It should have been more.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll try and give you a realistic review next time.
Yeah.
That's just my thoughts. Like, and I don't mind that lots of boys is better, more boys is
Yeah.
good. I like that tractor cannons have got mega cannons they've gone up in points.
They've
Fine,
they've
but now
of-
they do D6 damage and they've got Daka.
What, the tractor cannons?
No, the mega cannons.
Oh,
So you know the mega
tractor
cannons that I was running before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they now instead of doing so same stat profile, range 36, D6 shots, strength 8, -3. But now instead of D3 damage, D6 damage. But instead of being like the 27 points they were before, they're now 60 points. But that's fine. They've also got Daka. Any natural 6s to hit are going to cause are going to do an extra hit. But what's really key is obviously just a natural 6 to hit, which means 6s will always hit. So even again, like it means I can get someone's like, I've got an Eldar flyer and I've got loads of strats. I was like, cool. I'm going to move forward 12 of these guns, yeah, and then they're all hitting on 6s, but I have 12 D6 shots of them.
Here's the thing. I wouldn't even mind the tractor cannons if it wasn't for the fact that I can't actually kill them.
Oh, you mean the mech guns?
The mech
generally?
guns just in general.
Yeah. I mean that's the power of them. They're
Well-
like it's an unkillable army.
Well,
Yeah.
so they kind of changed the
It's like an-
data set, didn't they? So the Grot crew can't leave the gun anymore.
No, so
They
you
have to-
can't do what I was doing before to use them as screens or to build chaff walls. You
Yeah.
can't do that anymore.
But
That's
then
not
they can
abusive.
still... They're basically drones.
Yes, but you now can't target in any way the Grot guns. The crew. You can't target the Grot crew in any way.
So you kill the gun, and then the crew take the wounds from the gun, and then when all the crew die, you kill the gun.
You can just put the crew in front of the gun, and then you can't charge the gun.
Oh yeah. Can you shoot? You can't shoot the gun either. Right. Brilliant.
You can shoot the
You
gun.
can't shoot the
You
gun.
can shoot the gun.
You can shoot the gun.
Yeah.
You can shoot the gun. You can't shoot the crew. You can't target the crew in any way.
So
And
what I'm saying is, if you shoot the gun, the crew tank it for the gun.
no, you can't even target them.
No, you're not targeting the grots, you're targeting the gun.
Yeah, you can target the gun.
And then the grots take the
No.
wounds from the gun.
No.
Do they?
No.
Okay,
I
that's
don't
fine.
think so. But
I thought grots
that
had
needs to
robot
be.
ladders.
We'll
Yeah,
find
the crew,
out.
the crew have no wounds. What I'm saying is, they're physical models, Tom.
Right, okay.
I can put them within 1 inch of the gun.
So
So
I can
in
shoot
front
the
of the gun, I will do this representation with a £5 note because I'm feeling fancy. This is the gun.
Yes.
This is the enemy line above here.
Yep.
Yeah. This is my crew. You would
Yeah,
think
doesn't
I would put all of my crew behind the gun.
Mhm.
Instead, I should put all of my crew
So you can never charge the
in
gun.
front of the gun, so you can never charge.
Well,
them.
Well, you
Especially
just charge
if
them,
they're
kill the
flying.
Grots, and consolidate into
They've
it.
got no wounds, Nick.
Well,
You
Well,
can't-
when I said they
the
can't be
Grots.
targeted.
So you get into combat with them, and then they're just ghosts.
and then you can't.
No, they're part of the unit.
and then you can't go
realistically.
past them because you don't have a flight. Well, you do have a
No,
flight.
they're part of the
but you need
unit.
to
I
get off
think,
and
I
walk.
think you can still just target the gun if you're in contact with them.
Well, at least you can shoot the gun, but I thought grots could take wounds for nearby units.
Let's just find out.
That's
Crew,
not a
so the
strategy.
crew are part of the gun, and it all acts as a single model.
Yeah,
There you go.
I'll double check that when I get home, but I
Yeah.
thought grots
Yeah.
could tank.
So they are within 1 inch of the model. Crew aren't any models.
Yeah,
Crew are
they can-
units. So
They
you hit
can
the
never
crew and
move
kill
away.
the gun. Wow.
It's a mess.
I mean, it was more of a mess. Was it more of a mess?
No.
I don't know.
So it was a mess on the floor, and they've just kind of swept it into the corner.
No, they haven't.
It's
It's,
just kind of like-
it's like, you know when you got a kid
Tidy.
who's trying to convince you to finish their food? So what they do is they take all of the mess and they scrape it into their knife. And then you can still see the remnants all over the floor, but just made one part a bigger mess.
Mm.
That's what's happened.
They've
I like
tidied the mess
I
together.
like
They've
it.
moved the mess around.
I honestly don't give a shit as long as I've got more mech guns. And also D6 damage now is just a fucking joke in my opinion.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because it was D3 before, and now I'm just...
And they were good before.
They were great. They were half the price before, though, but I think
Never double the damage.
I think I'd rather be punching through doing D6s than I was previously with D3.
Yeah.
Average on a D3 is 2, average on a D6 is 3.5.
It's just great. Mine, it's still one of the best stat lines in the game. And I can take a unit of 6, 360 points. 360 points for... And they're all individual models once they drop down. And
So you're going to target them one at a time.
one at a time. They've got 5 up in vogue because there's going to be a big mech nearby. And they're hitting on 4s with...
Or
60
auto-hitting, depending upon your preference.
Yeah, well, no, I take the mega cannons. But then 66 shots. That's decent.
Yeah, that's good.
Strength 8, -3, D6 damage. Booyah. And then boys. Just boys. Reroll into hit. Like, why would you never take
Boys,
the ones?
boys.
More boys. Like,
I went back to my... So, between this show and last show, I went back to my boy dealer.
oh, your boy dealer.
Bought some more boys.
This show is
And then you
really
beat
gone
him.
real. They punched a couple of them. Right, yeah, good.
I bought 60 more boys. So 30 more boys and 30 for
What happened to the
burner
previous
boys.
What did you do for previous 60 boys?
Oh, painting them up. They're ready to be dipping.
Alright.
Ready for some dipping. And I got 30 more for normal boys, and then 30 more for burner boys.
We haven't tackled because most of the other 40k shows are like Pleasant Plastic, right?
Yeah.
We haven't covered the hot goss.
What's the hot goss?
There's Goss?
Yeah, like boys are now on 32mm bases.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm happy about that.
Yeah, so am I, because it means you can only get... Well, you can still get 4 ranks back.
They just look better. That's why I'm happy about it.
There is a way you can still get 4 ranks of boys back to 5, but it just means you have to think about
You
it.
just have to just
You need
space them out. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
dun, dun,
dying,
dun, dun, dun.
trying like diamond patterns.
Yeah, it's
right?
diamond pattern.
Yeah.
No, I'm not happy about it because I have to rebase 90 boys.
I've rebased all my ranges because I thought
You
it
can
looked
get-
cooler.
You can kind of. I'm sure someone sells like the MDF, like just expand. They're like just a ring you put around your base.
Okay. Adam Swoon says, all brought me back to the hobby, just got the Codex and the rulebook. Good luck, brother, it's a wicked one. The Wasbomb Blaster Jet didn't get much cheaper, which is sad.
Oh.
Yeah. And then all the other planes suck balls.
It's because they're premium, because they keep testing those tractor cannon light.
Yeah.
They keep killing them.
Oh dear. That's a
There's
shame.
Lower supply.
Yeah, I just wanted some of the other stuff to be decent, and then I've looked at it and I've gone,
Now you're a shooting army, enjoy.
yeah. Well, I don't have to change my list in any way.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's your competitive list for a year.
It's already there. It's
Exactly.
just there.
Perfection.
Yeah.
You're
It's
ready to
hilarious. Maybe I'll take some tractor cannons just to trigger you, Tom.
That's fine.
Because I have.
So long as I can shoot them, that's fine.
Yeah, they've got 5 pin buttons though.
Don't matter.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many wins they got?
6 each.
Toughness.
Just
5.
I prefer it if they were toughness 4.
Oh, you might prefer it if it's
So I can wound you on 3s with my strength 5 profile, which is 2 damage. I'll wound you on 2s with my strength 8
Just,
profile.
maybe the Orkbook will produce a comeback in snipers. Because killing the big mech's a big deal.
I feel like the snipers will get killed because you've got too many models.
Yeah. Look, you're still gonna have to deal with 120.
Gulliman
bullets
with
kicking
60
you.
rattlings. Oh, you can't take 60 rattlings anymore because of rule of 3.
Oh,
That
how many can you get in
sucks.
the unit? 10 or 5?
10, I think.
30 rattlings, that's garbage.
Yeah.
Rerolling ones to hit. Pew, pew.
Oh, Grubby's got a link to eccentricminis.com.
Oh.
What's this? Teeny tiny humans. 13th century footmen. Don't know why he's linked that.
Is that for the giant running away guy?
I don't know.
That you have just running around the board who's 0 points?
I don't know. Anyway. Oh no, it's for the bases. Sorry.
Right.
There you go. Right, okay. Gentlemen of the Twitch chat, you guys have been wonderful. I hope you're all well. Nikos and Tom, you guys have been fantastic.
Thank you.
Congratulations again on the weekend. Well done.
Cheers.
On punching
Yeah,
that
well done,
kid.
Tom.
Everyone in the Twitch chat are brilliant. You guys are brilliant. You've really just we've had a great day. Thank you to everyone on YouTube, and if you watched it back on YouTube or watched it back on Twitch or you're watching on Facebook, thanks very much. Everyone listening to the podcast, also thank you to you, and obviously
Thanks, guys.
always thank you to everyone on Patreon and Twitch who help support the show. There's going to be sometimes it can seem like there's going to be loads of 40k stuff in the future. like you guys are helping pay for the League of Nights, for example.
Mhm.
You know, so if you ever get the chance to come down and play, that'd be cool. You'll be seeing some coverage. And then there's LCO stuff, LCO coverage from those Wargamers. So you guys are helping.
Yeah, super excited about that.
I'm very excited about that.
I'm really excited about that. It's going to be
awesome.
awesome.
It's going to be real cool. All right, so you guys, Brill, thank you very much. Thank you, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.